god.
It's recording.
Congratulations, Ecstatic. You got 2 cries and 1 prayer for the Lord.
I'm scared.
You're scared.
Oh, you better be.
You should be.
Oh no, that's fair.
I will MOT your villain. Are you recording?
You should be.
I really hope you're recording.
I am
All right.
recording.
That sounds fantastic. I think we're making the magic happen now. Alright, so, roll call. Rekken.
Ready and rolling out.
Rhiannon.
Sure, I'm ready. Sure.
Rescue.
My cousin Jeffrey prayed for me Tuesday through Thursday for 2 weeks.
And finally, Seth. Alright,
Dying.
shall we finish this?
Well,
That class says we should.
Yeah, I guess that was like the races are on.
There is...
that was the engines and rescues had revving up.
There is a calm, gentle, like, tune playing that brings up the intro of today's episode. We cut to the outside of Montreal, and we can see both sides of Montreal now, instead of just a half view of just seeing the top. We can see the Montreal above and the Montreal below. Montreal above being a perfectly beautiful, tall building with the weird domed style, like, tops, reflected into a broken, horrible mess, building for building, side for side, shot for shot. We can see a black, weird echo underneath it, bubbling up and pulsating underneath, and we can see the tree, the roots wrapping around the bubble that is the city. But what else we can see is the city at the top is starting to glow constantly with a wonderful shade of purple and gray, and it's increasing and increasing as it does. The tree wrapping its roots around it is starting to shrink and wither, and parts of it start to break off and dissolve into nothingness around you. We cut past all of that, and then we have a lovely shot of the castle in full beautiful form. We have what's called Rhiannon. The whole place is filled with water, by the way. We're underwater at this moment. We have Rhiannon floating where she is, sort of like dazed and unsure what's happening. We have Gaius taking a step forward, changing out his suit from Narcissus to Gaius, and then we have the rest of the party standing up there looking directly towards us. It's a cold open. The names do not flash on the screen. Nothing is there. That's what you're in. That's where we're starting. Gaius takes a step forward and goes, I was hoping you wouldn't have to see this.
Who's he speaking to?
He's talking to the rest of the team. You're currently like floating and trying to recover from all that magic that you got expended.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I bull rush him with as much magic and speed as possible.
Finally,
I will yeet if I need to.
you come charging straight towards him. Like, you come straight up, and there's a bit where the camera pans to the side, and you're just like through the water straight at him. And then there's a light break, and you're not quite sure what. And as it does, you see 3 of those carapace shell creatures. 3 of them literally block your path. One holds you by the arm, one holds you by the shoulder, one holds you, like, one puts his hand directly in front of you with like a glowing bit in the center. And he looks straight at you, and Gaia smiles. Everyone take a powerful blow.
Wow.
Oh god. Defend?
Cool.
So I don't think we're allowed to defend when everybody's taking a powerful blow.
Someone.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I am strict. I'm not hesitating today. Today, I told you, I'm going all in.
It's supposed to be a 2. Okay.
I was,
Shit.
of course, the one time.
Oh no.
Oh fuck. Not that it matters.
Well, I have 0 conditions and I still got a 9.
Yeah, I have 0
Oh,
conditions.
God.
All right. Okay, the reason why this happens is the camera pans to the outside when the three appear, and the side of the castle wall explodes. Water goes gushing out everywhere. As you all go flying back, that's when all of you, with your injuries and the water and you transforming out of your fish selves, that's when your name tags start to come on the screen. We get one for rescue. Rescue, what are you picking?
I am going to.
Let's just gonna answer that question first.
I'm going to. Struggle past the pain.
Mm-hmm.
I will mark angry
Mm-hmm.
because I am pissed.
Yeah.
And I will also go ahead and mark guilty because I feel like I should have seen this coming.
I think that's fair.
And I will give ground.
Excellent. I'll let you know what that does in a minute. Right.
God.
It cuts to you flying through the air backwards. You land on one of the in the courtyard that where the whole thing started. Pretty much exactly where you rescued Narcissus. And you roll on the ground and you get up. You're holding your arm. It looks twisted in a really odd way. As you get up and sort of hold it, I'm just gonna take a bit for you. It sort of like clicks back into shape and your shoulder relocates itself.
Ugh.
And you sort of stand up like slowly, but you don't physically feel great. Something seems to be odd. I'm remembering that opportunity. We cut down straight as also flying through the air is Olivia. Olivia, what did you pick?
I'm gonna take 2 conditions.
Yeah, you do that.
I'm gonna mark afraid, cause what the fudge. And I'm gonna mark damaged, cause ouch, cause those are my last 2 conditions.
Olivia, you go flying back. You hit the ground much harder than Rescue did. And when you get up to your feet, we can see like the lights on your body, the part that helps you form the lights are all flickering on and off. You're not feeling that great. We cut onwards to your boy Seth.
I used I'm not my body, so.
Still,
Also still trying.
you have to lose
Oh, no.
control.
Yeah.
No!
You go flying back. The water that follows you freezes. You break out of it. You hit the ground. As you hit the ground freezes while you bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4. You come up out of your fish form, and as you do, you can see your actual skin is turning blue. Your eyes are glazed over, and where your tear ducts are, there's actually icicles forming underneath it. Your leg is frozen solid on ice, and you have to actually break it out of it. And as you do so, the area around the whole floor ices up as well. And as it ices up, you can see it's starting sort of in a really odd way to disintegrate the floor around you. Like caverns start to fall in from how cold the ice is separating the floor. Then now the whole courtyard is full of like sunken parts and risen parts and broken parts, all covered in this ice that you've just created for it. And you get up, injured, hurt, but still there. And finally, Rhiannon.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, I think she's gonna take 2 conditions, and funny enough, definitely, I feel like angry does make sense, and also definitely the guilty, because what did he just make her do? I'm so cool.
Awesome sauce. You also go flying back. Yours a lot more simpler, not because you hit the ground, but because Narcissus catches you as he slides back, holding onto you as best as he can. He lands on his feet. Titus flips over and he hits the ground, but it's because he's holding Kessel in his arms, and he rolls over and picks up Kessel and stands there. And so now that the whole team is there, that's when we get the Montreal tagline: the big team, city of goodbyes. And finally, we watched Gaius walk up to the edge from where he threw you off. Behind him, the big giant figure of the king, the black fish behind him, and the fish stands there as he leaps up and he lands on the ground. He doesn't like land like a 3-point landing. When he lands, his feet are soft and gentle. And as he walks, you can see the platforms that were broken on are forming on the ground around him. and he walks towards you. Behind him, you can see floating above him are 3 of those like carapace shell creatures, and they're dense. One of them is like pumping up ice in its hand, the same way that your boy Seth does that. And he walks towards you all, and he sort of goes, "Sorry, I wasn't done talking, rescue."
Never interrupt the villain's monologue.
Rescue isn't gonna say shit. He's just gonna stare him down with a very silent fury. Tears are definitely forming in his eyes, but he's doing his best to just hold it all back, not only for himself but for his team.
I'm feeling it. So cool. He takes a step forward and he continues walking up and he goes, "Well, this is it. I'm here, the villain. Or perhaps you don't realize what's going on." Narcissus looks at Titus and Titus looks at him, and they look at the rest of you like they don't understand what's happening either.
Is Rhiannon still in Narcissus' arms?
Yeah.
Okay. She's looking up at him and she just like has kind of this like shattered expression. It's just, what? None of it was real.
What?
And she just looks back at Gaius.
He steps forward and goes,
the whole time.
He steps forward and goes, "It was actually far easier than I thought. I really thought you'd suspect me I'd make a mistake, but I guess you can't really hurt the ones you love, can you? This would be much easier if you all just surrendered and let me have my way."
What did you make me do?
He starts pacing towards you and walking a circle. As he does, you see the 3 like carapace monsters are following him, and he's like, "I did what I had to do. We simply have 3 options. 1, help the tree grow faster and destroy Montreal, or destroy the tree and make sure Montreal lives. I've chosen a final option. Why must both places exist? We simply do better without them both. So, I'm removing Montreal, and I'm removing the tree. There, worst of both worlds."
Why? Why would you? What about your people, your family?
What about them?
Silent fury growing.
What about my family? What about my family? What about my friends? What about this world? Why should you care? You're not from here.
I don't have to be from here to care.
And the rest of you? Do you all care enough to fight for it?
Of course.
Then fight, he says. I says then fight. 3 of the carapace monsters charge you all. You're directly engaging the threat, everyone. So let's do this.
That escalated quickly.
Wanna write?
I have plans for this.
Oh dear.
Not moment of truth plans. But I have plans to make Rescue's fury physical.
Ooh, that's hot. All right. This looks like a very normal problem at the moment. So it's just a normal everyday one we're going through. So let's start from the top. Who's the team leader?
Rescue engaged
Rescue.
first.
Yeah.
Rescue's like, "Nah, I got this. I got this."
Rescue internally is screaming, but on the outside is stoic. And it's just like, "I will incinerate you," and then inside it's just...
All right, Rescue,
Yeah.
do you have influence on everyone on the team?
Let me see.
If you don't at this point, I'll be really surprised.
Somebody
Let me
post
see.
that Grinch vine, please.
There's influence over Rekken.
I got it down.
There's
Don't worry.
influence over Rhiannon and influence over.
I know I can count on you, Abby.
Yeah, I got influence over everyone.
All right.
Asks
Does the team have the same purpose?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like a dual purpose. I feel like fuck up Gaius and save both places. Forget what he thinks. God, what a dick.
I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
suck a dick
Truly.
and sell
Alright.
drugs.
Does anyone mistrust rescue? No.
No.
Are you ill prepared or off balance?
I wonder.
What are you
I feel like
doing?
every single
What the
time you ask this question, the answer is always yes.
I'm so sorry.
It's almost like he likes it that way.
Well,
It is.
well, you know what? You fight battles where you were prepared. That's
Okay,
not
that's
true.
fair. That's fair.
All right. So, team is 5. The 3 carapace shells are coming towards you. The perfect shells, the ones that are like quite strong and are like radiating on like Godspeed level of strength. What do you do?
Cry.
Easy.
Cry. Mm-hmm.
I am going to try out my new power that I felt surging within me.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold out a hand in front of at least one of them,
Mm-hmm.
just as a test, because I don't want to make things worse. And I want to change its reality, in a sense.
Go on.
I want to revert it back to its state before all of this.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Okay. Directly engage.
Okay.
I mean, that's not really positioning grace because you only stop it for a time with that.
Oh no, it's fine. I
Yeah.
have zero issues with this whatsoever. Okay.
All right. Pick one from the list.
I want to at least take away Seth's ice powers from it.
I think that's entirely fair. Yeah, I'll give it to you. It charges towards you. You put up your hand. You revert its reality. It slams into, and as it does, its body slowly seems to change form. And as it starts to bend back to what it used to be, it slams into you. I won't say take a powerful blow, but instead it will throw you back so you're separated from the party.
Oh, that's fine. I can take
But as
one.
it slams into you, its form changes, and you see an Aquilonian underneath it, unconscious.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm still so sad that that's how they got that way.
Yeah.
That was option. That was one. That was your turn. Oh, great. Good thing you're pulled away from Mr. Pie, so you can't help them in trouble. Who wants to go next?
I think Rhiannon's gonna like look up at Narcissus and be like, "A song ruined this. I think a song can fix it." You.
What? I don't. Wait. Why is Gaius? I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't understand either, but I need your help.
Currently, until he's proven otherwise, Narcissus can't help you.
Okay, I was afraid of that.
Yeah, he's completely. He's in opposite. His big brother is doing this. He's like, what the fuck? He's too in shock. He doesn't understand what's going on, and you still have 2 more of those creatures charging you.
All right, fine. I need to think. Somebody else has something that they have in mind that they want to do. It's like I thought it was worth a try, but
It was worth a try, but you need to change the situation in order for Wasco to get the help of the brothers.
yeah, I just don't know.
I don't need their help. I can do this on my own.
Can I roll for
No,
burn?
Yeah, you can roll for.
Yeah, alright.
nice.
Nice.
Technically, that's a
yeah.
+6. Awesome. Okay.
What you gonna do with that burn?
What am I gonna do with that burn? I'm gonna not tear up
Is it
this
burn
napkin.
like a
I'm gonna
shovel,
create
like a
a construct
Uh-huh.
of the same trident that I threw at Gaius before, but this time it's a lot more badass looking.
Ooh.
You know, He took it once and he'll take it this time.
Oh! Alright, you create a construct and you're gonna throw it at him?
Should I throw it at him? I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, it's worth a shot. So that's a game.
It's like, well, it's like
If Ecstatic is saying it, no.
I don't want to throw it, because, like, what if he catches it?
That's literally what I was gonna do. I mean, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, if I throw it, I might as well throw myself with it so that I can attach myself to it.
Hey, that's a good plan.
Get him. Get him.
Yeah, I'll get him.
Get a bitch!
You know, just
Oh.
the whap over the head.
Alright, directly engage with him. Before you roll,
Yeah.
Gaius is an incredible fighter. When you exchange blows with him, you always pick the ranking beneath. So if you get 10 plus, you pick a 7 to 9. If you get a 7 to 9, you pick a 6 plus. If you get a 6,
Oh, Jesus.
you pick what's below.
There's not anything below.
Do I have a
That means
move?
like, that means we have to do a 10 plus to hit him. This is bad.
I don't have anything here. Fuck.
We got team. Just go.
Yeah!
You.
Look at you!
I mean, you're like,
Yes!
Nice! Pick
I
one from the
believe in
list.
you.
Oh, shit. Shit. You know what? I'm here for my friends, and I know my friends can do it, so I'll create an opportunity for them.
Alright, what opportunity was to create for them?
I'll prepare to throw it, and I'm gonna throw it, but I don't actually let go. And I go, and my arm extends out like a harpoon, like a harpoon attached to a rope. And it won't hit him, it'll hit above him. And then I swing around, and then I like take the trident and I like wrestle it behind his neck. So it's like,
Ooh!
so like the trident is like pulling his neck back, and he's like pressed up against me.
Oh, I love it. He expects you to be perfectly fine, but you grab by the neck and you pull him on, and he's like, "Ugh!" And he's hanging onto it. But as he hangs onto it, he backflips along with you, and basically puts his feet on the wall. And as he does, he twists, and you, the trident, and him go into this like tornado twisting, and it pulls all three of you off the wall. And he essentially basically tries to wrench you off. Take a powerful blow.
Do I even need to roll?
Yes.
You know the
You might roll two. You might roll 2 1s.
Hey, Snake Eyes is a possibility.
Snake Eyes possibility.
No, it's not.
Oh no.
Wow. That was a good roll. That was a good roll.
Oh,
I'm on fire today.
That's
You're on fire.
almost the
You're on fire
highest
today.
you-
Pick one from the list, please.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Shit.
Do you want to take? You know, now's a good time to take yourself out of the situation.
I gotta stay.
Please.
Oh my god, I'm going to.
I don't want to take myself out of this situation. Oh, but then. KO? TPK? Alright, TPK, I'll pass out, or I'll remove myself from the situation.
Alright.
Oh my god.
You go fly up.
You have an
And
opportunity
there's
to avenge me!
You fly up, and you what's called, as it cuts out, when it comes back in, he's standing on you, like on your back, you're face down, and he's cocking his neck as he's holding onto your trident, and with one hand he shatters it, like in his grip. What was your opportunity you wanted to do? Who would like to use that opportunity? What would you like to do with it?
He's standing still, get him, he's distracted.
I guess that's my cue.
Alright, go for it.
Oh,
Sure. It's like stand up.
Just so you know, there
shake
are
off
still
the ice.
two of those flying things that are coming at you. So remember that.
Mm-hmm. This is gonna be fun.
Alright, Seth, let me see what you got.
Ah.
So that will be one less unless you get
Um,
someone to help you with team.
Well, what did the opportunity actually do? Because then I'm like, sometimes
Oh,
I can buy a plus
Well,
one.
I was gonna say opportunity means that you can actually sock him a proper blow. Like that's an actual hit. He's still good, but he actually takes the hit this time and not like just weathers it like he normally does.
If no one wants to use team, I'll just use in the China shop.
Oh, right, that's plenty. And plus, there's ice everywhere, and you're losing your power, so the floor is breaking apart, and you're
I wish
breaking
I could
apart.
help.
So yeah, you get to pick one from the list. Good
What was
news.
that, Xenia?
Oh no, I just said I wish I could help.
I was gonna say, I mean, like, I don't mind helping. We've got 5 team, and
I
mean,
hitting more
China-
directions, hitting them hard.
separated.
China would help. China's fine. It's fine. It's a good situation for China.
Okay.
So yeah, you drop down. You only pick one from the list, but you don't have to pick avoid your blows.
Yeah, I know. Okay, cool. Fuck. I don't.
What's something good to take from guys?
His life.
Then perish.
Fuck.
Right now, I really don't know that he has anything in particular.
Can I take his control over the carapace monsters away?
Ooh, that's really nice.
Yes.
I like it. You slam into him, and when you slam into him with your ability, he rocks back. And as he rocks back, you see this like after image of magic just leave his body, almost like it's been absorbed by your ice. When he does, the carapace monsters freeze in the air, and they just float there above the other party members, namely Titus, Narcissus, and Rhiannon. As they just float there, not moving. He looks up, you see him trying to gain control over it again, try and focus. But you're in his face, and he's too busy trying to block you and dodge you to do anything else. At this point, he's sort of going, Seth, I wouldn't keep doing this if I were you. Sorry, let me start again. Seth, I wouldn't keep doing this if I were you. You and I both know you're not going to win this.
Wow. I think Seth just screams, "Shut the fuck up!" as he's just,
Ooh, I like
valid.
it.
That's valid.
Valid. Alright, that was his turn to say that and try and gain control back. Let's cut back to Rhiannon.
It's, we're gonna try it. She saw rescue turn them back into Aquilonians, and these ones are like stunned for the moment.
Yeah.
Can she fight the good fight to try to turn them back into Aquilonians too?
Yes, you can try. However, you reach out with your magic to try and touch onto them, and you feel a schism, like something is separating you from it. You can't reach out to these things. You've still got your magic. It's there, but the control and touch you had from singing on Montreal seems to be gone. Make your roll.
I don't like this, guys.
oh god.
I also
I don't trust it. Let me
Fight the good fight!
hit the button. Okay.
What'd you get?
It's an 8.
That's an 8. Yeah, sure. Pick one from the list.
Sorry, let me phrase this correctly. I guess would this be like take their therapist shell form?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Is that alright for you?
I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do to change it, but yeah, it's fine.
You reach out and you can feel their carapace shells form. You fight past the power, and you see it actually cause like weird marks to glow on your hands. Not in the form of normal magic, like you're fighting against a magic that isn't yours. But you break through it, and they become Aquilonian people, and they fall down to the ground again. You feel something inside you hurt. Quite a bit. Mark one condition.
Oh dear.
Hey, it's only one condition at least.
That's not too bad.
It's like after a certain point, one condition is worse than powerful blow because you've been after the mark. But no, it's fine for now. As much as I don't really want to mark this one, I feel like it makes the most sense. Maybe she's gonna mark afraid.
Nice.
Doesn't know what's happening.
Narcissus is still like absolute complete shock, doesn't know what's going on. Rescue, you're back in the game.
Okay. Well, I see that they've all pretty much been turned back to normal, more or
Yep.
less.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I don't have to worry about them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Still fairly pissed. I want to say that okay, I know what's gonna happen. So as Rescue kind of stares down, like, over the entire situation and just kind of stares back at Gaius again.
Mm-hmm.
He's decided, you know what? Let's just fucking let loose. And the kind of transformation of the horror terror starts to kind of take over a bit.
Ooh.
But it's a little bit more of a monstrous kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to transform yourself into a monster?
Kind of. Like a human-shaped monster, but a monster nonetheless.
Okay, so basically wrap yourself in the horror terrors to create this, like,
Yeah.
badass version of yourself that can take them down.
Yeah, very, like, Neo Shadow Heartless type of
Okay.
deal.
I love it. Unleash your powers.
I'm just gonna let out a roar as I do this.
Rar XD.
I'm gonna smack you.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey,
Lucky
congratulations!
number
You are now considered to be on scale with Gaius. When you attack him, you do not lower down the roll.
Hell yeah.
Pull it in some
At least for now.
bullshit I see.
You know the Monster Hunter screams, Jadis? How they
Yes.
stun you? I
Oh,
let out
those.
one of those hearty ones.
Gaius, so unfortunately, Gaius has earplugs, so hopefully it didn't work.
Hey!
What if everything the mastermind?
Oh no, the true mastermind!
Wax earplugs.
Dork.
Tag yourself on Max.
Tag yourself up, dogs. Okay. Yeah, you let out the scream, and what'd you do? Seth is currently fighting, and Seth has him on the back burner, but he's got control of himself out. He hasn't got control of the weird carapace monsters yet, but he's backing himself again. So, what do you want to do, Rescue?
Wait, didn't the carapace monsters revert back?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Gaius doesn't have control of the carapace monsters currently.
There's more. There's absolutely gonna be more.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, before that happens again, I'd like to join the fight with Seth.
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Get in
Hell
there.
yeah.
Directly engage.
Alright, let's do it. Let's
Woo!
do it!
Yeah.
Dog, high
man.
rolls.
Bitch.
You people are killing it today. I'm loving it.
Are we killing it or are we dying?
Well, both. It's all good. All right. All right. Give me that roll.
I want to resist or avoid his blows,
Mhm.
and I want to impress, surprise, or frighten.
Okay. Seth, you're fighting as best you can. Out of nowhere, this creature comes flying in and it lands next to you. Your magic, you can feel, is fighting and struggling to stay inside you, and you're losing control. And part of you actually almost like instantly tries to freeze Rescue, but you somehow manage to hold it back because Gaius is taking all of your time. The three of you joining in, like the punching, the kicking, Gaius dodging. There's a part at a time where, for a second, just for a second, you think Gaius are going to overwhelm you, and then Rescue just goes mental, and fists and parts of him start to come out of nowhere, and you manage to punch Gaius once.
Good.
So it swings at him, and he steps back a few times, and like you see the side of his face where you punched is still burning from the horror terror punch, and he like turns his eyes towards you. The first time you've seen him be very cold, and then he smiles and goes, "I expected as much. You really are the big team, aren't you?"
I can't talk like this. Only monster knows.
Just growls. Growls at his phone.
He takes a deep breath and he goes, "I suppose we should step this up, shouldn't we?" He reaches out his hand, and when he reaches out his hand, energy forms around it. You hear, like, behind him, like, chattering and weird sounds, and then something comes flying through the air, and he grabs onto it. He is now holding his trident, which is the rainbow-colored version of the carapace.
Oh no.
He takes like a full-on fighting stance, his legs perfectly balanced, his back foot braced to the side to keep him up so he can move quicker. His stance is straight, narrow, and has no openings. He faces you head on, and he grunts down, and he charges you both. What do you do?
Well, if he wants a
Fuck.
fight, I'm giving him that fight that he wants, fucking bitch.
Alright. Both of you, one of you directly engage. Actually, both of you directly engage.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Look, I'm just glad that my danger is finally in a position where it's not absolute. Well, never mind.
The timing of that statement. Wow. Ecstatic, can I roll to defend, please?
No, you can't. Not in this case.
Not
I'm
on
sorry.
either of them? Okay.
No, you can't. However, rescue, you're taking a powerful blow. Seth,
course.
you're not.
Alright, cool. That's one potential.
Oh yeah, potential Seth.
Oh, that's two potential, bitch. I guess who now has another advancement. Guess who
Okay.
now has another advancement.
Okay.
That
Okay.
raw energy coming from
Okay,
your
I'm gonna describe this. So he charges you, right? And you're like, well, I'm gonna do the same thing before, but his fighting stance has changed. He's moving, and the trident is moving in a really odd way. It's both loose like a staff and bends like a nunchuck and spears like a spear. It's so unwieldy. You're not even quite sure what's happening. He's not even using magic for this. He's just showing you his actual fighting stance. There's a moment where fight, kick, punch, swing, kick. Seth, you are kicked down to the ground and you hit the ground and you look up and rescue, you go like in monster form. And he just like fucking baseball bats you across the courtyard. And you go flying back, but he's landing your feet, you slide. He turns the spear around, he spins it about, he raises it, he's bringing it down, and Titus comes out of nowhere and blocks it.
Buddy.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
Titus, Kesso's now been taken. The Kesso seems to be like in the far corner, and you can see there's another Aquilonian, looks exactly like Titus, but female and smaller. Finally, Anaya has found you after all this time.
Yay, big sister's
Oh my
here.
god.
Whoops.
She's
Oh.
been worried by herself for 2 weeks. Oh, poor Anaya.
I know, right? Titus has blocked. She's reached out and Titus has blocked the attack coming down, and he's standing there. He's like, "What the hell are all of you doing? I thought you were supposed to save our home. Get to your feet. This is no freaking laughing matter. Rise!" Everyone, clear condition. I need your back.
Oh, fine.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Yay.
Nice. I'm going to go ahead and clear guilty, but I'm still very angry.
So many options.
I'm clearing hopeless.
Two things. One, although the condition is still there, if as long as Titus is alive, everyone can use team with him as a +1.
Okay, I don't like the way you said that.
Right, as long as he's
Yeah,
alive.
The condition was a little.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
All right, everyone's back in. Everyone clears the condition as Titus takes the charge, and you all feel rejuvenated by his cry. Who's next?
Fuck. Do you want to go, Annie?
I don't know what to do.
I feel that. I feel that on a very personal level.
Actually, this is a very good chance for Can I just say for this advancement that the person who permanently loses influence over me is Gaius?
Do it.
Do it.
Fuck you in
Sure.
particular.
Alright.
it.
Gaius permanently loses influence over me, and I'm going to add a +1 to danger.
You're like
Nice.
going all in.
Yeah, I'm going all in with this bastard.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You've been in monster form. Please, no, wait. I'll wait for a bit. Not yet.
Oh
dear.
god. Okay, thank you.
Dear.
Oh, so much concern.
Can I potentially use Are watching closely and pretend to still be down, but then it's like, nope, I got your ankles. Trip.
Yes, you
I
can.
got your ankles,
Oh my
bites them
God.
off.
You wanna
He
make
just starts gnawing on his ankles.
Like a goose to try and like snap.
Yes! Do it!
Oh god. Come on.
All right. Do you want to do it now? Let's do it. Okay, pick one from the list.
On a 7 to 9, choose 2.
Ooh.
I expose
well.
a weakness for a flaw.
Uh-huh.
And I'll confuse them for some time because like I still look like I'm down, but I'm doing like little crab pincers while I'm down. It's like little light things are like snapping
Oh
at
my
his
God.
ankles and tripping him up.
Oh my god, you are the worst. Okay, so you expose a weakness or flaw.
Yep.
He is like currently in like full-on fighting Titus, and Titus is not doing the best he can. And he's fighting all the way through, and he's smiling and laughing the best as he's sort of going through the scenes and everything else. As he gets closer to you, you notice that while he's fighting the best he can, his arm, like the arm that he's fighting with the trident, that weird carapace thing is growing on it.
Oh my god.
Oh god, can I relay this info to the team? Oh god.
You cannot. Well, you also confuse him. So tell me how you confuse him.
Oh. Well, again, tripping him up, but like it's only Titus, and it's like,
Okay.
does Titus have this kind of ability? When did Titus get this kind of ability to trip someone up while just still fighting?
All right. And you trip him up, and he's like, "Ah, where's the cat?" It's the most unmajestic trip in the world. Like when he's punched, he like moves back and looks cool. But when you're like, whoop, he's like, "Ah!" He just like flops on his face like a complete idiot, and he bounces on the
Same.
ground. It's like, the heck? He's like, "Why are you awake?" As he tries to roll up, Titus takes the advantage, and Titus basically like football punts him halfway across the courtyard.
Oh shit.
Mood.
Okay,
And you
well,
see him like slide along the ground. Ooh. Rhiannon, you haven't done anything. Oh, has everyone sort of done something?
well, now that he's up, now that he knows that I'm up, I'm gonna tell everybody that, I'll go up and
Do
tell
it, say
everybody that there's the carapace
it.
thing under. There's like a little carapace thing on his limb? Under
On his arm.
There's a carapace thing growing on his arm.
He pauses, as you said it out loud, and he looks
I
at
don't
it.
know how to say it to the team!
How are you gonna do that in the middle of a battle?
That's true, okay. That makes
Spread
sense.
out.
You gotta
Yeah,
scream
You
it!
have like one communicator.
You also have a communicator.
I
Rescue
do.
and Rhiannon.
You can tell, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to originally say. I didn't know we still had a communicator.
Okay,
Oh my God.
fine. Fine. Don't yell it out loud. Take my fun away. How very-
Ecstatic. This has all been fun for you, don't
He slides out. You tell him about the carapace. Okay, cool. So he doesn't hear you say that, and then he slowly starts to rise up, and Titus is facing him head on, and Titus is like, "Narcissus, are you going to do something, or will you stand there like a coward?" And Narcissus is like literally in tears. He doesn't know what to do.
Aww.
Oh.
It's his brother,
Wow.
man.
It's his brother. It's his bitch-ass brother.
Don't be afraid to punch a sibling.
Don't be afraid
I
to
think-
cut a sibling.
All right, Rhiannon, let's cut to you, and then we'll cut to Seth after that.
Okay. Rhiannon gets to her feet. I don't know if you ever actually put her down. But
Yeah,
if
he
you
did
didn't
put-
put her down,
he-
she's standing now.
Yeah, really where you're standing now.
And she kind of like looks up at him, and like it's strange because he probably hasn't like seen her look so disconnected before.
Oh.
Kind of just like she's closed off, but still, she like reaches up and like puts a hand on his face and just says, "Guys, he betrayed you. He pretended to be you for 2 weeks, and somehow has made me help destroy both places. You need to do this." And she's gonna pull her hand away, and she's gonna roll for burn.
Yeah, but before you do that, please roll provoke.
Oh fuck! No, I don't want to roll provoke.
Why?
I knew I should have cleared guilty. Oh, this is gonna.
Why your
not gonna
punk ass
be- Oh my
brother?
god. It's like, I don't suppose I have
If you
influence
had,
over
like-
Narcissus, do I?
Yes, you do. You don't. It's not like I can't. Like if you had like empathize or anything else like that, I'd use
Oh
that
my
if you
God.
mundane. But you don't. I'm sorry.
Always with the empathize.
I know. I
It's
hate when you bring up those adult moves.
I absolutely hate empathy.
Yep.
Oh,
That's about what I
dear.
thought.
Oh
I mean, it's like it was only a -2. It could have been okay, but it wasn't okay because my superior rolls are never okay.
Hey,
Same.
At least
I
it's
feel
not a
for-
0.
I don't feel for you. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter if it's like there's 0. There's no difference between a 1 and a 0. There is none.
Oh dear. Okay, so good news. You can still continue your moves. So you're gonna roll for burn.
Yeah.
Rhiannon's like fucking hate everything. I'm sorry. Hey.
Ooh, yeah.
If you had stand up for what you believe in, then you wouldn't have to roll superior. I'm just saying. I love you.
Ecstatic? I swear to God.
All right. Click something, and what do you want to do?
I marked. I don't like marking that one, but I marked hopeless because she's feeling kind of rough right now.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Static.
It's like as time is passing. And oof. Yep. Gonna do it. She's gonna try to attack Gaius with Reality Storm.
Yeah, do
Hell
it.
yeah.
Should I do 1 or 2?
Do you want to be dramatic?
or is Ecstatic gonna do that thing again where I'm not allowed to spend 2 to avoid collateral?
Nope. I mean, personally, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother to do the collateral.
No, it's like at this point, it's like everything is like about to go to shit anyway.
Yeah. Burn the fucking house down.
So yeah, I think as we're watching, she like extends out a hand and kind of just like an ethereal bow forms in it,
Ooh.
and she like draws back as though like she has an arrow and there wasn't one, but like one manifests.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, she, like, aims it at Gaius, and when she releases, it splits into, like, dozens of arrows, and they're, like, trying to hit him. We'll see how that goes.
Alright. So you were directly engaging. Remember taking -2, because, you're taking -2, do you? You're perfectly fine. You're not afraid.
Yeah, I used to be afraid,
Roll.
but then Titus was like, fucking get it! And I'm like, okay, fine.
Fucking get it, people!
Get it,
Roll.
bitch. Work.
Work!
I don't really want to hear. Fuck! Why? Every time. Well, someone can help, technically.
Someone's going to have to help.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Titus is dead. You want Titus to help?
Don't like you said Titus is dead, and I don't like that. Like you must have said Titus is there, but it sounded like Titus is dead, and I'm.
Titus.
Oh.
Or do you want the rest of the party to help? Because they can.
It's up to y'all. I mean, it's still only gonna be a 7, so like it might not hit. It's gonna work, but
What are you
it's
trying
better
to
than a
do?
miss. Huh? Well, like I said, she just like pulled back from like an ethereal bow and let loose, and you know that Bard ability in
Oh, that's
Final
right.
Fantasy 14 that has like a billion arrows that all just surround and like hit the target. That's what she's trying to do.
Still pretty cool.
So like if somebody wants to hold him still.
Hell yeah.
There's also
Oh,
ice in them.
hell yeah. I could do that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so the arrows come flying through the air, and he sees it there. It comes to his point of view, and he looks at them, and then he grabs his trident, and he starts going through this like kata, where he's spinning the trident over and over and over again, and he blocks like 20 of your shots, then the other 20 with each spin. But as about to block the last one, you throw the ice onto the ground to freeze his foot, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And one pierces him like directly through.
Sorry, not
Congratulations, Rhiannon. You are the only other person who is considered to be matching his scale.
Oh ho.
Hell
Wow,
yeah.
I see how it is.
I see how it is.
No, it's okay. I'll never be good enough, apparently.
And
Me and
pick one
Rekken
from
are
the list,
gonna
please.
fucking combine, bitch.
Their powers combined.
it's like I feel like I should resist or avoid, but also at the same time, I feel like we need all the opportunities we can get. Create an opportunity. Let's do it.
Okay. You slam into him and he slides back, and you see the place where you stabbed him through. He looks up at you and it starts to heal. This time with that carapace symbol, that carapace shell, just coming over that part of his body. And he looks up at you and he's like, sort of like grits his teeth and his eyes narrow, and he grabs his trident. And then his trident turns into a bow. And then he pulls back the bow. And then he shoots 1,000 lasers at you.
I'm gonna fucking defend.
That shit.
Alright, let's see if you can manage it. Go for it. Make the roll.
Oh no, I have a -2 from insecure.
You got this.
I forget, but are you like is Rhiannon still
Oh,
your
right.
love?
Sure is.
So love and
No.
influence.
No.
Mm.
Oh,
Did you include
Damn it.
Did you include the influence too, Cat, or no? Okay.
Can we
so
help?
we could use 2.
Yeah, you can all help. You can all put something in to block that.
Can.
You've got, who's gonna help?
Hey.
How are you gonna help?
I was just launching myself at him to fucking like. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he is literally to get to her. Like, he's gonna shoot through you. Like, you're like, ah! Like, nope!
You know what? We have a Seth barrier. Why not make a light barrier in front of the Seth barrier so that it breaks through the light barrier and it hits the Seth barrier less?
Okay.
Good plan.
Okay.
So
So, yeah.
But then rescue would also help.
Yeah, that gets you to 6. You need one more help.
Yeah, Titus can help.
Oh, yeah, Titus is
Right,
there.
I just right there.
Titus will
Rescue
also...
is unavailable right now.
Rescue is lost in the sauce.
I am lost in the sauce, I'm sorry.
So yeah, what happens, right, is that you leap up to block with your body for some unexplained reason. You get a light shield in front of you to take the hit, and it's slamming into you. But Titus leaps up and basically pivots himself so you don't go flying back. So as you're going up, he becomes, his body becomes a wall. He leaps up and you slam into him. And he uses that to block the rest of the shot. So he uses you as using the light as a shield, and you stand and you both land on the ground. And Titus looks pissed, and he looks over at you. He's like, "You okay, Seth?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Fight better."
Be careful.
Bitch.
Looks
Titus
offended.
is just tsundere. It runs in the family.
All right, that was Rhiannon's turn. Rescue. What you got? Oh, hold on, Seth. You haven't gone yet, have you? Or rescue hasn't gone. One of you hasn't gone.
Technically, I just did, but I
Yeah, you're right.
can.
So yeah, rescue. Get in there.
I'm still fairly, how the kids say, lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
So, as things just kind of continue, I would say the magic around me just grows angrier and
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna keep engaging in a fist fight with Gaius. I'm forcing him to. I want to force to just pay attention to me and me alone.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what. If you take something from him, you can take his attention.
All right, sounds good, G.
Let me see what you got.
Yeah. At least one of us can roll well.
Hey, he just lost his influence over me, and I added danger. It's fine. It's fine. There's totally gonna be no downsides to this transformation whatsoever. Looks into the camera.
All right, pick 2 from the list.
You submerge yourself further in the sauce.
I'll take something from him, that being his attention.
All right, you've got it.
And I will resist or avoid his blows. I want him to realize that, hey, you're not the only one who can fight, you cunt.
All right, he's fighting you. You're pushing him back. You're slamming into him. He can't focus on other people, and he's focused on you, and he's trying to fight you as hard as he can. You resist and avoid his blows, and you do that, and he takes his turn. So while he's fighting you, best as he can, you slam your fist into him. He goes flying back. He slides on the ground. He looks up. The carapace part that went from the piercing that happened to him is growing slightly, and he looks pissed.
Good. He should be.
Takes a deep breath. He lifts up his eyes and he looks at you, and he goes, "That power source of yours, it's good, but never forget its origins." Like this, he says, and he reaches up for you, and he basically attempts to strip the horror terrors off you. As in, like, your complete control of them. As in, like, he's literally ripping off every part of the horror terrors that's on you. Take a powerful blow.
How?
It might be a big hard move.
It's fine, bitch.
Hey, wow, yeah. Oh my god.
These are my
I lived, bitch. Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
He's like trying to. He's got you. He's got the grip, and he's ripping. You feel it pulling off you, but you are too far gone in the sauce. You are too far gone, and you break his hold on. You're like, ah! Seth.
Yeah.
Take your turn.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Oh wait, no, not Seth. Seth, Annie, take your turn.
Okay, thanks.
That's my emotional baggage, not yours. Are there any other carapace creatures?
No, none so far.
Okay, so it's just Gaius.
Just him in his phase 2 form.
Phase 2. Oh god, there's a third one.
Phase 2 out of 1.
This isn't even my final form.
Oh my god.
Oh gee. Alrighty then.
I believe in you.
Oh goodness. Can I? A reality storm?
Yeah.
You know,
You can always reality storm with lights and stuff.
Yeah, create like.
Don't forget you rank 1 below.
Oh right, yeah, I'm not worthy. I'll create like these, like, you know, punching my fists together, trying to get the gauntlets back up and fully lit.
Yeah, like.
Come on.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And then I'll create like 1,000 fists of light, I guess.
Oh
1,000.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
What was that? What was that thing called? 1,000 something death punch.
1,000 finger death punch. I don't know.
I don't know, something like that. Just
Listen, one minute you're gonna go. Oh, la, 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 la,
basically go aura.
Oh,
Alright.
Star Platinum.
all right.
Oh god, do I use 2 or 1? 2 or 1? I'll use 1.
Yeah, does it really fucking matter to you? It really doesn't.
Oh no!
Oh wait,
yes!
that's technically a 5, because.
Well,
That's not
do you have afraid marked or no?
Oh yeah, no, I do. Okay, it's a 3.
Okay,
It's
good.
still 3.
It's still 3, right?
You bring,
I don't know why. I bothered.
You bring the lights to him, and he reaches up and starts basically like blocking it. Once again, he's not done anything other actual magical at this point to block it the best he can. You cannot get through his attacks. He's like his defense. It's too good. Fighting Gaius is a freaking testimony of just how good these Aquilonians fight. And he is doing his best to keep you apart. He knocks away your lights and he pauses. And this time, with a spear, he strips it down and it stretches. Like it suddenly stretches weirdly, like it starts bending around and swinging about. Give him the opportunity to strike you. Take a powerful blow.
Jesus.
I need not roll again.
Just roll 2 ones.
Just roll 2 ones, huh?
Or
Oh
not.
my
Or not.
God. God damn it.
Just roll 2 ones, huh, Ecstatic?
Hey, Annie, there is a 4th option on the 10 plus list.
Oh no.
There's 3 question marks on it. Would you like to pick it?
Oh no.
Don't.
No, why is it always this?
But it's the narrative. I have to be drama.
No.
It's a trap.
Escalate
It's
the
a
drama.
trap.
Escalate the drama. I'll pick the 3 question marks.
Oh my
All
God.
right. You
Oh
pick the question marks.
no.
It's coming towards you. You hear someone running, and you're like, "What?" Out of almost nowhere, Narcissus leaps up and he takes the shoulder of the blow. The spear strikes him in the arm as he slams into you, and he goes sliding down. The both go down. You take no damage, but Narcissus has been speared, and his arm is bleeding profusely.
Oh jeez.
It's good for you. 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 It's good for you.
Can I double mark
Negative.
guilty to get a -4?
Everyone's gone, haven't they? Rhiannon's taking action. Seth, your turn. What can you do?
Okay.
What can you do, Seth?
Fuck.
I don't like the way that question was worded.
Oh,
I don't like that either. Okay, Rescue's clearly got Gaius.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
You could hold out for a little while, right? Okay, I'm going
yeah.
to run over to Narcissus.
First aid.
Fuck. Can I freeze his wound? Is that the same as cauterizing?
No, it isn't.
reverse.
No,
I don't know
no,
what
it
you're
isn't the same as
talking about.
cauterizing. What
Yes,
the
it is.
hell?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's totally the same.
What universe do you come from?
Freezer burn is still burn.
The big verse.
Fine. Fuck it.
You can
Yeah.
hold the wound and try and make him stop bleeding or something, but you can't freeze it.
God,
I know. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're just holding on to Narcissus is bleeding badly and he's not looking good.
Yeah,
Rescue.
fuck.
Let's jump to rescue before Rhiannon. Rescue. Charge him.
Well, kind of. This is tricky. Because I know I can save Narcissus.
I mean,
But that would
do
mean
you
turning my
even-
back on Gaius.
Also, do you think you have the sensibility to do that right now?
Yeah, I lost him.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would see that if he saw Narcissus get pierced, it could either go. It could go either way. Either get more lost or soften.
Okay. If you would like to soften, what's called unleash your powers.
Shit. No. Yeah. Rescue knows how much Narcissus matters to Rhiannon, and if he saw that happen, he would probably just try to save him rather than continue the fight.
Sounds fair to me. Make the roll.
Okay.
Hey! You're all good. You're all good. Although I do have to ask, aren't you hopeless?
No, I'm not hopeless.
It would have put it in there. I'm hopeless.
Alfredus, gotcha. All right. You come on in and you pull yourself out of that area. Do you want to fully transform back, or do you want to keep some of it?
I would like to keep some of it, just because I know that without this, I may not be able to contend with Gaius at all.
That's probably fair. So you keep some of it, and then what?
I rush over to Narcissus' side and I tell people like, just keep Gaius away from me. I'll see what I can do. I'm connected to Chloe. I should be able to do this. I can heal him.
Seth looks at you with puppy and dog eyes.
Oh.
Just keep Gaius away from me. I'm gonna do what I can.
Just nods.
And I'll place a hand over Narcissus' wound and just pray with all my might that I can somehow reach out to Chloe and draw on her healing powers.
All right, we'll come to you trying to reach out to Chloe the best as you can. Actually, no. Actually,
Oh.
you reach out and you can sense your healing powers out there. But the problem is, you sense something else. Like, Chloe is currently being drained of energy on another. Seems like her powers are being used for something else. Would you like to divert it to save Narcissus?
Oh my god, I know what they're being used for. Oh my god.
Oh,
God.
no.
Oh, what is it? Oh, no.
I don't know. I'm afraid that it would hurt Chloe.
I mean, what matters to you more? Whatever it is that Chloe is doing, or Narcissus?
I want to say something, but I shouldn't.
You're actually gonna make me cry. I'm sorry.
I understand. If you want to take a moment, that's also fine.
Yeah, can I please take a moment?
Take a moment, no sweat. Let's jump to Seth. Seth, since you're the only one current, you and Rhiannon are the only. Actually, let's jump to Rhiannon. Rhiannon hasn't taken a turn. Rhiannon, since you are still there, what are you going to do? Narcissus is injured.
Yep, and she sees, like, Seth, like, I assume, like, she heard Rescue say, just keep Gaius off me, because he's gonna try to heal him, right? I'm gonna roll for burn again. Let's build up some burn. Why not?
Do it.
It's
Do
just party.
50
Do it.
burn.
Good.
And then she's going to moat around Narcissus and Rescue. And it's like, if anyone else is close enough, I'm sorry, you might end up getting stuck in the moat. She's got other things she's focused on right now. So like, I don't know if Seth is still inside or not, and it's like I don't want to force Cat to stay inside. So
I'd say that he scampered off far enough in time to go confront Gaius.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like you probably like you heard Rescue say it too, and you probably like see the glow of the circle and like underneath them, and can probably guess that a moat's about to go up. So I can see
Right.
out of the way. So she's putting up a moat there, and then she's so angry. She's gonna try to reality storm Gaius again.
Do it.
Get him.
I'm gonna roll, and then I'll try to describe what she's doing. But
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Finally, a final hit on him. Right, describe it.
oh god, he said final. I don't like that. Sorry, first I'm gonna see which two I'm gonna pick. I think this time she is going to resist or avoid. Since the others need to focus on Narcissus. Please say what Narcissus. And then I think she's gonna try to take his movement, at least for a while, because basically, yeah, she's just she puts up the moat, she moves between Gaius and the moat, and just holds out the bow again and like pulls back, and this time when she lets go, it's like it splits into multiple again, but they seem to be heading like she's trying to like they seem to have like cords, like just like ethereal cords like attached to the end of them, you know, like rope on an arrow kind of thing, and they just like try to go through and like twist around and try to just like shoot into the floor to kind of
Pin him.
yeah.
All right, it works exactly as you described. The shots go through, they pin him down to the ground, And combat is temporarily over.
Oh.
Temporarily, huh?
The two, while the others are in the moat, we'll come to the moat people later. The two of you come up to a guy who is like on his knees, pinned to the ground, held down there by your magic. You can describe it in the way you want, and he's breathing heavily. And Titus joins you all. And he looks up and he's like, this would be a lot easier if you just let me win.
That's not going. I don't know exactly what you did, but we're going to fix it.
Fix it? Do you take me to be some kind of low-rate villain that you've been fighting all this time? If you could fix it, I wouldn't be here fighting you. I already begun my plan. And as he says that, behind you, the wall breaks apart from the courtyard, and you can see the whole of Montreal. The whole of Montreal is within the abyss, and you can see the buildings slowly starting to disintegrate. And he sort of smiles and goes, "You can't stop the inevitable. You can't stop power. And these people didn't deserve to live in the first place. None of us did."
Why would you say that?
Titus is like, "You wouldn't do that. I don't know why Father is not stopping you, but you wouldn't do that." And he goes, "Isn't he?" And then he looks up. The king leaps off from the building and he lands next to you, Rhiannon. And you too, Seth. And he's holding a giant trident in his hand, and he raises it to strike you, Seth. What do you do?
I would like to catch that bitch midair, thanks.
Excellent. You reach out your hand to catch it midair, and it goes through your hands.
Huh?
His image slowly fades.
Oh, I knew it. He was an illusion the whole time. It's like...
Wow.
And Gaia smiles and goes, "Don't you understand? None of this is real. Absolutely nothing here is real. I'm only reverting things back to what they used to be before you rested them."
Before you wanted them? I'm sorry.
Before you messed with them.
Oh, messed with them.
Oh.
I don't really know what you're talking about, but even
Don't
if
you,
something didn't...
Rhiannon?
No!
Really? Are you sure? This whole time you didn't suspect something strange about a city of Montreal that just happens to magically exist, that has never existed in the entirety of this world? One that has always been here and yet has not? One that has a history from 1,000 years and yet should have only technically existed since the fall of Montreal? Do you not think maybe, just maybe, our history, our livelihood, everything else didn't exist till very, very recently? More importantly, why do you think people love you so much? Do you think it's because of your charm? Do you think it's because of your incredibleness? Or do you think because it's your glamour that you put on? Because it's the only way to get people to love you?
I want to punch him.
Alright, you go down to swing for him and you punch him in the face and he takes it. And then he like sort of, and like he sort of like, you see him like spit a little bit of blood on the side, and he looks towards you. How about you, Seth? Remember when you told me you loved her? How could you? You'd only just met.
I feel like Rhiannon like looks over like the kind of like more distant like stoic expression she kind of had for a bit, like breaks for a second, and she like looks over with wide eyes, just like, what?
I don't think that he can hide like the look of absolute betrayal for a second. But he
Just barely.
Totally not obvious. And I think he'll just punch him again.
Stop! Take a powerful blow.
Oh god.
Oh god! Oh god!
The ultimate wingman.
Oh no!
Really?
So
shit!
God.
I used I'm not my body.
You
So
did.
Oh,
fucking
God.
appropriate.
Ah, even better. You swing towards him, and you're so angry. Your ice is forming in your hands, and the ice comes straight towards him, and he reaches out and he grabs your arm, and then he essentially spins you and yeets you into Rhiannon, and you both freeze. And both of
Hey.
you are frozen in that. Look, both of you are frozen in that moment. You're both just absolutely stuck right there. And he sort of, from where he is, he looks over at Rescue and Narcissus and Titus. It was Narcissus was there, and Titus sort of goes the hell, and Titus like leaps up towards him. And as he's leaping towards him, actually, yeah, fuck it, he will boots Titus out of the way. And Titus goes flying out of the way, sliding down. And he gets up and he goes, "Don't blame me, Rhiannon, for what I've done. To be honest, I'm doing you a favor. I'm just returning your power back to you." And then he grabs his trident, he looks at the moat, and he chucks his trident at it. Rescue.
Hi.
You okay?
Um, for now, yeah, I'm fine.
Alright. Did you decide what you were going to do?
Well, if I can't get Chloe's help for this, I'll just talk it through with the horror terrors, see if they can do something. They have to be able to do something. They're
The horror
spirits.
terrorists don't heal.
Oh, God.
They're
That's
spirits.
they're spirits, but they're not going to just heal on that. It has to be Chloe or no one else.
Gosh.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
I need another moment.
No problem.
Aw.
In which case, you're still there doing this. Annie,
Yeah?
you look up and this trident comes straight towards the moat and it slams into the moat. And as it slams into the moat, Jade, spend one burn.
Okay.
As it slams into the moat, it forms multiple tridents. And they
Oh, God.
spin around and they start slamming into as hard as they can.
Oh,
What do you do?
We're surrounded. We're like in the courtyard now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And the moat should keep you safe. Until
If you
Rhiannon
were
runs
in,
out of burn.
it was up to you if you were in the moat or not.
Yeah.
I figure it makes sense that I'm in the mugs and next to Narcissus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, I think I might create my own moat right underneath Rhiannon's moat.
You're like, "Eh!"
Save your
All right,
Rhiannon.
sponge your burn. Rhiannon's moat breaks. Actually, no, Rhiannon, do you want to break or do you want to switch to what's called Annie's moat instead of yours?
You can take
Um,
my burn
Oh.
and then return yours. Would that be
huh?
allowed?
No, don't do that. But it's like if you put
Okay.
yours up on the outside, then mine will still be there, and
Oh,
yours would just take hits first.
Oh, that's fair. I'll take that. I'll take that. So you put yours out. The trident starts
Yeah.
slamming into it over. It's breaking. It's cracking. Titus is on the floor, unsure what to do. Gaius is like injured and getting up. Behind him, you see the movement of this what's called the abyss eating away at the land. Everyone is looking quite scared and deadly. He smiles at you all as the abyss starts to basically take over, and there's a wash over everyone at this point. And we shall take our 5-minute break, everyone. Okay, I see we're doing good. Chat is open. I'm taking a 5-minute rescue. Are you okay?
I'm gonna mute everything.
Okay.
We're back.
Okay, we're back. So, at the end of the stage cliffhanger, the area had been covered in the lights, the same abyssal light that was destroying everything,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was basically taken in within it. As you all come to, Montreal is beneath you. You can see the version of Montreal somewhere beneath you, just floating casually, sort of like in its presence. And you see it switch back and forth from the broken, decrepit Montreal that you know to the fresh, beautiful, wonderful, majestic Montreal that you've also known. And that's where it comes back and forth to. It's somewhere within it. You're all sort of above it in a really strange way, floating down and looking within. But you're standing on what looks like a platform. It cuts to Gaius, who is standing on his own, just staring down at the mess that is there. He is no longer holding his trident, and his clothes have changed. He no longer has his whole like full-on wear that he normally has. But as he turns towards you, you see he's wearing the full regalia that the king was wearing as he takes his rightful spot. And he takes a step forward towards you all. Narcissus is on the floor, bleeding on his arm. Titus is being helped up by Anaya and Kesso. The rest of you are in your positions. You've broken out of the ice, but you're both still hurt, Rhiannon and Seth. And Rescue, you've still got that blackness around you because you haven't decided what you're going to do, which is why I want to know now. Have you decided how you want to go forward?
Yeah, I don't think I can risk anything bad happening to Chloe.
That's perfectly fine. Narcissus is starting to lose it, and he's slowly fading out as he lies on the ground.
Rhiannon runs to him.
Look, you get on down. He looks pretty good.
What?
And by pretty good, I mean he looks pretty bad.
Okay.
And he looks dazed and confused and unsure of the ways he's going to do. And Gaia stands there and he looks forward and he goes, "This world deserves to return to what it used to be. Everything that it is doesn't matter. You should just let me have it and go back to your homes."
It may not have been real before, but they're real now. Can't just decide to take that away from them.
Why not? You're a god. You made them out of on a whim. Why can't I take them away on a whim? Why should you get to decide what lives and dies? At least this time they will die at the hands of someone who was made like them. Unlike you, who exists in your world, happy and fearless that nothing would happen. Enjoyable and being happy that you could fall in love with a fish man and go on your parades and go on parties and live your dreams and be a child, while the rest of us sit down here anguishing and swallowing in our made-up stories and our made-up families.
You don't know anything about me. And just because my power may have made all this possible, it doesn't mean that I chose to make them. Maybe it was meant to be. I don't know.
Wow.
But if we can fix it, if we can make it so that they're happy here too, why is that a bad thing?
He looks over and he goes, "Do you wish to know?" Casto! Yes, Sir Gaius? What's your mother's name? It's... And he looks at Anala. Anala, what? Dad? Dad, what's Mom's name? Dad? Gaius points towards him and looks towards you again.
You're saying they're incomplete.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
You're saying they're incomplete.
Oh yeah, there was sorry. Incomplete isn't the term I would use. I'm saying we're broken. Do you know why I've gone through these lengths to bring you here to do all of this? Do you know what my background was? That I had a wonderful, beautiful wife who had a wonderful face and an existence that transcended all of time, and that I sacrificed her to get to the position I am now. That's my background, Rhiannon. That I killed my own wife. A wife that didn't even exist. Narcissus is that he lost his mother at the same time that Titus lost his wife. Catechus has always just been incredibly flamboyant. I'm not quite sure what you give his background. I'm not going to ask about that. But every one of us have backgrounds and stories and histories and tales and everything else that you've made up in your power and created in a world, and yet we don't have anything to relate to. We have nothing to connect us to the world below and above. We're just us. We have no memories of anything before it. We have no times of anything after it. We just exist for your amusement, so we can worship you like the queen that you are. So tell me again, why shouldn't I completely restart my world?
I never wanted to be worshipped by anyone.
Then you shouldn't have created us, then should you?
I told you, I didn't do it!
He takes a step forward and goes, whether you did it or not doesn't matter. I'm returning it back to normal, and there's nothing you or anyone can. At this point, Titus starts singing.
Oh.
The camera cuts to Titus, and he's kneeling over Narcissus' body, and he starts singing. And from his words that he's singing, he's speaking at the same time. Specifically to you, Jadis.
You mean Rhiannon?
Oh, sorry, Rhiannon. Yeah, yeah, you know what I meant.
Breaks the fourth wall.
He goes, "Hey, Jadis, roll to provoke." Anyway, he sort of goes. You see him speak, and he goes, you can hear it, Rhiannon. His words are coming to the song. He goes, Rhiannon.
I think that.
Is that like a yes?
Gotcha. Thank you. I just want to make sure you were listening.
Oh, okay, yes.
I don't know what he's done. I don't know how to reverse it. My song isn't for harmony. It's for discord. I can only break things and maybe put them back together. But Narcissus' song is what carries us past all of that. Gaius' song is balanced. All he can do is simply just go along with the flow. I told you I'll do everything in my power to save my people. I wasn't lying. He turns and he looks at his kids, and for the first time he smiles. And he sort of looks at Anaya and goes, Anaya, take care of your brother. At which point, Titus Thanos snaps. And as he Thanos snaps, his body breaks apart and it goes into Narcissus. Narcissus' wounds automatically heal. Anaya screams. Gaius looks pissed.
Rhiannon looks pissed right back at him, and it's like, you know what? Maybe this is my fault. Maybe okay, it is my fault, and maybe you're right about some things, but you're stuck in the past when you could have made new memories. You could have made connections with people, with the surface, with all of that, and found a way to be happy. But you're determined to live in the past alone. And she's gonna run over to Narcissus.
Alright. Actually, no, don't run over to Narcissus just yet.
Oh, okay.
Because when Narcissus is powering up, Gaius looks at you all, cocks his neck back, and goes, then you will die along with the fish that you love. and we're going to enter one more combat scene.
Oh god!
First up,
Now it's
everyone,
its final form.
nice fight from everyone. Clear a condition as you finally fight King Narcissus. Are you ready for one more combat?
King Gaius.
King Gaius.
King Gaius, sorry, King Gaius. Are you ready for one more combat, everyone? Is everyone okay? Yo, Rescue, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
What to clear?
Oh, do I still have my burn, or is it technically a new scene?
It's technically a new scene.
Okay. Clearing.
Clearing afraid.
Alright, so, who's going to lead the team this time?
Yeah, sounds like Reed.
Alright, Rhiannon, your leader. How, do you have influence of everyone?
Yeah.
Do you all have the same purpose?
Fuck Gaius up!
And save the world.
Are you ill-prepared and off-balance? I'm actually going to say no for the first time.
I think at this point, not really. You know exactly what.
You know exactly what to do. You're fighting Gaius, you're stopping him, and you're saving the world. And I think everyone trusts each other, so let's go.
Rhiannon, you brought him into
7.
this world, you can take him out.
Oh my god! Oh my god! You're pulling the mom phrase on me, really?
That's obviously out of character.
Yeah. Thank goodness. You're a monster. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna roll for burn. This guy.
Do it.
Not bad.
That's not bad. Backward condition.
I just don't know. It's like clear condition, market condition, clear condition, market condition.
Oh,
I'm
God.
on a roller coaster. I'm just not sure. Like, none of the 3 I have open fit really well currently. Huh. So which one do I choose? I don't know. I'll go with that one. Sure. We'll get. I know whichever one I take is gonna be like the one that I wish I hadn't picked. But you know what? I think it's secure makes sense after everything you just said. We'll go with
I
that.
think that makes sense. Alright.
So get my 3 burn. And is the moat still up or not? Because like if it's not, and Narcissus needs
There's
to
no
be
moat
protected
anymore.
until-
There's no moat.
Okay.
Basically, Montreal doesn't exist anymore as a place as
Right.
it is.
Okay.
There's no place anymore.
I'm just wondering if should she moat Narcissus until he is ready, or
That might be wise.
yeah. It's like
God.
we need him to be fine. So yeah, she's going to put a moat around Narcissus until such time as he's ready, and like just like stand protectively between Gaius and the moat.
Alright. That's where you are. Who's going next?
What do we do?
Oh, real quick. Can she ask Rescue for the necklace?
I think now's a good time to ask. Rescue?
Mm-hmm.
Rhiannon's asking.
Yeah, she just
Um,
turns towards you and reaches out her hand, and it's like, can I have it?
He'll just hand it over, which, by the way, Rescue was crying this whole time.
Mood.
That's fair. She'll get there. And can she just kind of like prestidigitation the guy split off? like purify it. Just like get the fuck out.
Oh my god.
Is that fine? Ecstatic. Ecstatic.
You got a moment to truth it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. But yeah. Okay, go ahead. Take someone else's turn.
Alright, who wants to go next?
I mean, I'll roll
Gaius.
the burn.
Yeah, go for it. King Gaius faces you.
King Gaius. Oh god, it's King Koopa.
Nice.
Ooh, you're ready to go. Alright, what are you gonna do?
Oh, that's not no, I don't want 130. No, God, no, my character sheet. No, not 43. Okay, I put 113.
130, but I reality stomped reality!
Yes.
You exit the game. Shit, does he still have his trident?
No,
Okay.
he's not holding a trident. It looks like in each form he gets a different weapon.
What's his weapon?
We don't
He doesn't
know
have
yet.
any at the moment.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'll wait then until he has
Okay.
a weapon.
Okay, so you just burn. Who's next?
Let's do this one more time.
Let's
Seth?
get this bread.
Let's get this bread. Seth, rescue. Would you like to take a turn?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Seth gets up and like walks next to Rhi, and just like faces down, guys, and he's, got tears in his eyes and shit, but he just looks on and he's just like, a king with no people is not a king. And he'll just run up and engage.
Yeah!
Get it!
Do
Get
it!
it! Get it!
Get it!
Woohoo!
Can I
Everyone-
just say
everyone?
I wasn't the uh-huh.
Everyone, for Titus's sacrifice, you are all considered on scale with Gaius for this fight.
Why you gotta do this?
I'm not gonna lie, the Shadowbringers theme just keeps playing in loop in my head for this fight, and it's perfect.
Oh god! Media now. You're gonna make me cry, stop.
All right, that's a 9. Anyone want to
I'm
help?
also gonna use it in China shop.
You can't in a China shop when there's nothing to China
Fine.
shop. You're in literal
Is this
nothing.
final
I'm China
destination
shop.
no items?
I'll use the team. I'll use the team.
Final destination, no
items.
items.
Oh my god. Did you I'll use the team to bump it up.
Do it.
I'm pretty sure like she's just standing like in front of the moat, but she just like wreathes Seth and her magic to kind of like just some extra oomph.
I think that's fair. You pump it up, and yeah, Seth, pick 2 from the list.
Great. Okay. I want to resist his blows and also create an opportunity for my allies just to
Excellent.
get in here and fuck him up.
He doesn't fight you directly. He's standing there, and around him, the essence of Montreal that's below you rises up with Montrealian soldiers, and they're the ones that engage you. And you basically come in, you like swing at one to the left, you swing at one to the right, you swing at one to the left again. I'm like doing hand singles, it's great. And you reach on up and you fight them off, and you've just managed to fight your way towards him. So you've now just got near him, but you've cleared the path, so the next person doesn't have to go to those people.
Excellent.
Who wants to go next?
Rescue hasn't done anything. Oh, buddy.
Hang in there, rescue.
I would say that after like the crying kind of subsides and he like wipes off the tears from his eyes, I guess. He was holding Narcissus in his arms as he was like trying to see if he could heal, but he just gently puts him down and kind of like lets the horrid terrors through again.
Alright, so roar, full monster.
Yeah, full monster, and just like Seth, directly engage. I don't have time for his shit, for Gaius's shit right now.
Actually, I'm gonna stop you right there because I just realized something. You full on let the horror's terrors come through. Below you, as this happens, you can see that black ichor that was rising from Montreal below is tapping into your energies to rise up to the leftover remains of Montreal above. Keep going.
Well, that's fun, isn't it?
I'm sure I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
Sure. Yeah. again, I'll just, I would say before that happened, before like the transformation, though,
Mm-hmm.
he just kind of stares Gaius down
Mm-hmm.
and just says, one way or another, this ends now.
Beautiful.
And then just immediately bull rush him.
Yeah! Give me that 13.
Here, let's go.
Seven's not
That's
bad.
Seven's not bad.
That's 3 away. I mean, you could get help.
Do we want to use half the team to mend them up, you guys? I fear,
Probably not a good idea.
I fear we may need it.
All
Yeah,
right,
we might need it.
pick one from the list.
I'll just resist or avoid. I can't afford to take I can't afford to take any damage at the moment.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah, you come in and you go swinging in. As you come towards him, more pop up, but Seth had cleared the path for you. So you sink your fist into him. He goes flying back. He lands on his feet and he's not taking a fighting stance. His hands are down, but he's looking at you and he's got like the carapace thing growing along his neck now. You can see it's now covered half his body. Who wants to go next? It's gotta be you, Rhiannon, or actually no, Rhiannon, you've already gone and Annie, you've already gone. So yeah, he'll take a turn. He reaches up with his hand and a small trident forms, like floating above his palm. You can see sitting in the trident is a floating globe of Montreal. And he reaches up and he taps it. And as he taps it, the entire council of the entire council of 5 Masters, Flavius, Numera, Arnis, and Lars come flying out from beneath it. They land in front and they basically charge you all. All of you are being charged at by this multitude of people who are just spouting out, full-on soldiers of Gaius. What do y'all do?
I eat them. No.
Oh my.
Nom nom nom.
I unhinge my jaw.
Like the
That's
Burger King
terrifying.
ad.
Please don't. Oh my god.
I like my jaw. Hide the body.
Hey.
Does he have the globe in his hand right now?
Yeah, it's floating. It's like ethereal.
Oh, okay, so I probably can't snatch it.
Yeah, you can't snatch it. Gotta be like, yoink! Ha ha! No,
Okay.
it's not physical. It's not a physical item. It's like an ethereal trident. If you engage with him, you might take away his control of it, but that he still holds. What are y'all gonna do? You're being charged out by basically the entirety of a Montreal army. It's pretty epic, actually, to be honest.
Oh god.
Come on,
Alright.
people!
Can I
Take
just roll to
some.
defend?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
How you gonna defend?
I think she's just like, it's not like moat level, but she is just gonna like put up just like a wall of magic circles just like to block their path.
I love it. Roll it.
Uh,
In this situation, depending on where you all are, that kind of stuff is possible. Roll it. Let's see what you got.
alright. Hey.
Pick one from the list, and yeah, the circles come, and you block their attack. They're screaming and slamming at them, but you're able to keep them at bay. Just. Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna moment of truth.
Oh! Well, never you the fuck mind. Let's.
MOTH
Okay,
static spot!
Please.
Just
I'm
like,
going to
you
ask.
know,
I'm going to say.
it fits right here.
I'm going to say something very important right now. You are currently in the midst of a very powerful spiritual creature and a very strong part of the deep realm. Are you sure?
Oh god, don't like that. I'm sorry. Excuse me? What does that mean?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're good.
Guys. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Do it! MOT! Go wild or go home!
So yeah, okay, fine. This is totally not gonna come back to bite us in the ass
You'll be
later
fine.
at
I
all.
believe
No,
you.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fucking fine.
Get it. Get it.
Oh yeah. Here's some fun music.
I'm sorry, all I
And
can listen to is Shadowbringers.
I hold nothing against you.
All right.
Yeah.
Before you do yours, I'm going to read out your MOT because it's very important people read the
Sure,
MOTs out loud.
go
'Cause
ahead.
It's very
it's one of those things.
good.
Okay. This is what you do best. You let loose all the pent-up strength and rage and glee, and you break whatever stands in your way. You are a walking demolition crew. What can stand up to you? Nothing. Not buildings, not structures, not enemies, nothing. Of course, now the people who change you know exactly where to find you. So
Yeah.
you are essentially in unlimited blade works, but with fishes, unlimited fish works, and you pop your moment of truth.
I sure do. So I feel like there's just this army just headed down. I don't know what this place looks like. Um, I think Seth just jumps up and he lands down, and there's just like a seismic wave that just goes out and like basically parts the sea of army fishes. But it's like a wave of ice. And just like I just want to like absolutely fucking clear the path, and I'm gonna say that like, well, yeah, honestly, that's it. Like, just like all of those people are now frozen, and like off to the side, and there's just a clear path forward.
All right, cool. I don't see why you should stop with that. Do you want to also take on Gaius?
Do it.
Because like stopping all those people is nice and great, but you want to also take on Gaius?
But they weren't shit. Get him.
Okay,
Get him.
fine.
Get him, bitch.
Get a bitch.
Yeah, and then I guess I'll like just like kneel down and charge up like racers do right before they go
Nice.
at the sound, and just like launch myself at guys.
Keep going.
Fuck. Okay,
Describe the
yeah.
whole fight.
Uh,
How do you take him out? Take him out?
Yeah, he's gonna constantly be summoning people to fight you, like over and over and over again. So just put that into the narrative.
oh god. Okay, sure.
MLTs are
Great.
big deals. Come on, let's do it.
I know. Yeah, so, yeah, he launches himself at him. There are, like, waves of army people getting summoned out of that fucking orb, but it doesn't fucking matter because, they're just, like, swept away by ice every time, and, like, snow, and they, like, exchange blows, I imagine. Very anime-esque.
Yeah.
And I think at the very end, Seth just like grabs him by the neck and just slams him down. And I don't know if there's ground, but if there's like a crater, and yeah.
All right, I think that's entirely a perfectly fine moment. You slam him down into the ground. It cracks. You hold him there. He like he coughs and he smiles at you. The orb dissipates into nothing. The air is still. Montreal has this is still made of this wonderful swirly energy, but there's also these black tentacles that are reaching out and grabbing it and converting it into black energy while it's doing this. And he looks up at you and he goes, "What do you hope to accomplish with this? What's the point of it all? Why do you bother?"
Guys, I honestly don't care what you think about Montreal or why you want to kill everyone. Well, I don't care if you think this is real or not, because it is. It's fucking real. And whether you like it or not, we're gonna save everyone. Because this means something.
He looks at you and he smiles, and then he looks over at Rhiannon, and then he sighs and he goes, when you do save everyone, don't bring me back. And as he says that, he also Thanos snapped his appetite. The air is still. Montreal is beneath you. The black ichor is consuming everything that was left. The abyss, that is the essence of Montreal, has been taken away. Titus, that Narcissus is waking up, and he's injured and he's hurt, and he's looking up and he's so badly hurt, but he's coming up and he's got tears in his eyes and he doesn't know what to do. What would y'all like to do?
Rhiannon just kind of like kneels down next to him because like did he stand up all the way or is he just kind of?
Yeah, he's sat up.
And she goes to him and she like just looks so like sad and apologetic and but she has the necklace in her hand and she reaches out and she takes his hand so that like it's like being held in both
It's
her
7
hands and
o'clock.
is I want to save everything together. I always wanted, but it's up to you. Is this... Do you want...
He looks over at you and he's like, I don't know. And he looks at the team and he looks at you and he goes, but I trust you. What should we do?
Sing.
And
She
so,
like puts a hand on his face.
so he sighs and then he starts to sing. Whatever you sing now, Rhiannon, is going to reshape the world. You're going to have to make me quite a few rolls to see if you can actually bring it back, to see if you can actually revert the city back to normal. But that's going to be difficult. It won't be the same as you saw before. You may be able to restore some of it, but those people who are gone will be gone if you cannot find a way to bring up the power. Do you have a way of bringing up the power to do this?
Does overcharge count?
No.
Are you saying I have to use my moment of truth to do it?
Nope. You can do this without it. Moment of truth will bring it perfectly, but if you sing, it will bring back Montreal, but it won't be Montreal you remember. It will be changed a little.
I guess I'm confused by your question then. Like, do you have a way to bring it apart? Because, like, was it a rhetorical question?
Kinda.
Okay.
Basically, it's me going, you can use your moment of truth here, which will bring it back the way it was. But if you don't,
Gotcha.
that's perfectly fine. Do not feel forced to use your moment of truth.
Okay.
That's my main thing. I'm like, don't make yourself use that.
Gotcha. No, I don't think she would. I think she feels like it should be brought back the quote unquote right way, which is like through Narcissus and not her. I mean, like, she's helping him, but like her bullshit is what started all of this. I think she wouldn't want to unleash it all again.
Okay. In which case, you can join in song and try and sing together. Please unleash your powers.
Am I allowed to use overcharge or no?
No.
Okay. Fuck. my plan is gone. Well, at least like
You can, however, use team if other people want to join in the song.
Oh, good. Thank God.
wow.
Also,
Hell yeah.
her crow with the purple eyes comes and like lands on her shoulder to try to help.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna grab the song I was thinking might work for this? Maybe?
Go on.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Go on.
Well, should I give it?
I wanted to double emphasize that you can use moments of truth, but I don't want to force people to use moment of truth to save the plot.
Huh?
Just because they're
know.
like, oh,
I knew you weren't gonna force me, but like the question, I wasn't
Sure.
You weren't sure what the question was.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's like I know you weren't gonna like force me to use it, but it's just like it sounded like a trap question.
Tag yourself. I'm the
I'm the
question.
trap.
Should I get the duet or should I just pretty?
Whatever you want to do.
It's a trap.
In a way, I guess it is a trap because there's something that will happen because you didn't use a moment of truth. But don't worry about that.
God.
Oh,
Ecstatic.
I mean, in a way, I should at least warn you that something would happen. So I should at least say that. Okay, fine. Anyway, carry on. It's all good.
I break the shadows. Ecstatic is the real warrior of darkness.
Right. Okay, let's go with this one. I was gonna go with Rewrite the Stars from The Greatest Showman, but I don't think I'm gonna.
That's fair.
Because this one seems like less.
Yeah, rule the world. Yes, that's definitely what you want to go for.
The other one was
is.
Time for Miracles. I don't know, just all of them are like a kind of romance / like hopeful, so it's just like, oh well, we're going.
We'll see what happens. All we can do is pray to God for forgiveness.
But yes, so she sings with him, and just like keeps holding his hand, which like has the yin yang necklace, and tries to that unity that Persephone said needed to happen.
He joins you in song. It's no longer a song that complements, a song that enhances. Your voice and his voice sing together in this loud, incredibly joyful song. And as it sings and the light opens up around you as you reshape the world, we'll take a 5-minute break again, everyone. We'll be right back.
Of course.
You have to fight the final boss. It's very important. So just take a 5-minute break.
I'm sorry, did you say we have to or we had
Right?
to?
I'll be back.
No,
That makes me feel better. I was like, hey, I didn't actually want to nuke the final battle, like, from the get-go. Hi.
I mean, I didn't mind.
I also didn't
It
mind.
made sense.
I did! Drama, damn it!
But MOT's art
Consistent,
drama
damn
is
it.
excellent.
Maybe we have to fight the Abyss.
Tag yourself, I'm the Abyss.
You
Oh,
are
God.
the
You
horror
are.
terror.
I'm the thing.
You're the...
Oh, I forgot to mute the oh, whatever.
The what?
The recording.
Oh, for
It's fine.
the random chat, nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
They'll just skip over it.
Y'all just say mute. Stay mute.
Mute. Oh, you said stay.
Stay.
You said stay mute, not
Stay.
say
I forget letters sometimes, okay? Like, what the fuck even is an H?
mute. Tag yourself, I'm forget.
Olivia.
Why am I being called out? Oh my god, every day I'm getting called out.
Anyway, it's like, we'll be the same, maybe it'll be better. If it brings Gaius back, I want him to have his wife, goddammit. That's Oh.
Brings Gaius back. I want to punch him in the dick again.
I feel like yes. I'm gonna say yes, Darcy.
What was that?
That was custard.
Oh.
Wow, Darcy.
I mean, Rhiannon probably can, but not in that way.
Uh,
I got Titus killed.
All right. So is everybody okay?
that was gonna. He was just waiting for an option, and it was gonna happen regardless.
Static.
Some way it was going to happen.
We'll bring him back.
Okay. A week has passed.
What?
Oh my god.
We cut to what looks like the whole of Montreal in its beautiful, incredibly well detailed, lovely shape and form, with everything else beautifully put down. The purple light of the abyss sometimes changes to black, but everything's mostly seemed to be normal. People are running around getting ready for a giant party. And it is very clear that this party is going to be a big one because everyone who's anyone that's important in Montreal has been invited. People are walking up the stairs and heading down in as the masquerade ball to culminate the new king.
I'm fucking dead. Thanks, exciting.
What's wrong with a masquerade? I love
Nothing.
masquerades.
Cat requested it, and I'm pretty sure neither of us actually expected it to happen.
Oh, okay.
People are riding in on their seahorse carriages as they make their way down. There's a few musical things happening. You know, those like metal things that you can play. Like they've got different like shapes along the side. They're like very Caribbean sound, and that's like some of them are playing that but in shells. So like there's a lovely rendition of Under the Sea on there, but no one knows it, so it's fine. It's not copyright. It's fine. The new king of Montreal is being praised for their position and the work that they've put through. And we cut to a balcony and we see I almost called Gaia, not Gaia, sorry, not Titus either. We see Narcissus standing up there, looking over the edge. His arm is bandaged from where he was injured, but he's mostly perfectly fine and he's staring down towards the subjects. And he sort of sighs. And then he sort of opens the door and he steps out, going down the stairs towards the party. The first person he sees is you, Rescue.
Oh, gross.
Which is when we shall cut to a few days before. The Senate had been gathered for an emergency meeting. Pretty much everyone from the Senate is there except for Aaron's and Gaius and Lars. And and Narcissus is explaining the situation of what happened while you're there together. And Marcus goes, so you're telling me that all of what exactly are you telling us? I don't understand. That our lives aren't real?
Oh my god.
Is he asking Narcissus or is he asking us?
He's asking Rescue.
Okay.
Oh, he's asking. Okay. Your lives are very much real. That has not changed. The only thing that did change is the circumstances of how your lives came to be. It's, again, everything that you guys have, everything that you guys have worked for, everything that you guys are, is real. Just different from what you thought it was.
But how are we supposed to continue like this? Should we even continue?
I mean, living's a pretty good thing. And you guys are still alive. I mean, you guys are right here before us, aren't you?
I suppose. A man comes in, sweeping up the floor and gathering the leftover. You notice that Lars is cleaning up on the ground and picking up refuse, grumbling to himself as he does so. The other three roll their eyes and go pay no attention to him. He does this all the time.
Right.
We cut back to the future, aka today, with Nazis coming down to see you. Rescue, what are you wearing for the masquerade ball?
God, that is a very, very good question. Actually, I think for this ball, he's actually shown up as his Aquiloni himself.
Ooh.
So yeah, you know, those very like shiny blue green like scales and like the long flowy fins that just scream homosexual.
I love it.
And then I guess just the regular garb that they wear, or like the kind of like fancier garb that they would wear.
Mm-hmm. He comes on over and goes, Angel, would you walk with me?
Sure.
He walks on with you and he goes, I don't think the council are as receptive to me as they were to my brother.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. You know, he did have a silver tongue.
I wish... I know what I said, and I know what he's done, but part of me still wishes he was here.
I understand the feeling. It's not easy to, I guess, see a family member's true colors.
You would know that better than anyone else, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. We can always hope to change them. I'm just sad that you didn't really get the chance to do that with your brother.
I know. I wish I could bring them back. But I guess wherever they are, they're happy. There is one thing, though. I know you're busy and I have to get going, but why... Did Titus ever explain to you why it is he remembered the Montreal below?
The Montreal below. What do you mean he remembered it?
That's what I thought. We shouldn't be able to remember that, right? I mean, we were never there. So why is it that he felt that? I wish I could ask him.
It could be... Well, the Montreal below, if we remember, is technically what our Montreal once was, right?
Yes.
Maybe it was just some kind of... And this is just me speculating. We can't know for certain. But maybe it's just like some kind of bleed over effect. In a sense, like, who knows? Maybe the non-spirit world Montrealians didn't really, drown. Maybe they were just sent to the spirit world, and that's you guys. Who knows?
But then, I guess the question to ask is, what happened to Montreal to sink it?
Rescue just kind of shrugs a little bit. And he's like, well, I guess that's a mystery we'll have to figure out together, huh?
Maybe. Maybe in your world. See you soon, Rescue.
Yeah. pats on the shoulder.
He walks past Rescue and he keeps going down. And as he does, he stops and turns over to a door and he opens it up and goes, "Ah, yes, the gremlin." We cut past the scene to a previous scene. And Kesso is in your arms and he's like, he looks super sad. And he's trying not to cry and be a big boy. And he looks up at you and goes, "Hey, Gwen." Do you think I'll ever be as strong as Dad?
Of course. If you believe that, I guess, good can happen and win.
I mean, all he was doing was listening to Uncle Gaius's orders, right? He didn't mean to make threats. He just believed in Uncle Gaius. We all did.
Well, I guess some people can let us down, but what matters is that we can push through.
Well, you'll never lie to me, right, Gwen?
Oh boy.
Every time, I love it.
Oh boy.
We should probably have a talk a bit later, but you're... If you're sad, it's okay to cry.
You seem about to break into tears when the door opens and Anala walks in and is like, "Castle, we need to go." Castle like, "See you later." And he walks over to the door. Anala lets him leave and then closes the door behind her as she looks towards you.
Oh, God.
I hope you know that I was there for everything. When you took him, when you kept him, and when you let my father die. I will not be able to wreak my vengeance now. I may not be able to wreak it in any time or space whatsoever. But I will make the surface world pay for my father's sacrifice. And for the world that you've created. I hope you know that.
Wait.
Goodbye. And then she leaves.
Of course. Of course.
God.
Meanwhile, the door opens up. Rekken, what are you wearing for the Montreal ball? And what are you doing right now that is very gremlin-y?
Fuck.
Also doing-
Probably something like a dress that's like, it looks similar to a jellyfish shape.
Nice.
You know.
Princess jellyfish.
Princess jellyfish. What am I doing that's very gremlin-y? Oh, God. I don't think I would do something that's very gremlin-y in this scenario.
It's been a week, yes you will.
Okay, yeah, okay, no, I'm over
You
it.
literally stole a child.
I'm over it. It's fine, I've already done this before, whatever. It's the weekly routine. Oh God, what do I do? What kind of pranks can I pull? Probably slowly, if there are like cups that are like upside down, I'll turn them right side up throughout the course of the night.
And he stood up, the narcissist comes and goes, "Ah yes, the gremlin. How are you doing, Aunt Rekken?"
Well, there's some things that I don't know if I gotta get back to, but for now I've put them on hold because, you know, I gotta help Rhiannon. She's my friend.
I know. Hey, I wanted to say thank you for looking after Kesso.
I wouldn't call it that.
Well, it's the closest thing we had in this case. I feel responsible. Anaya hasn't looked at me in the face since we got back. I think she blames me somehow.
It's not your fault.
Actually, I think you find it really is. If I had been stronger and better, that wouldn't have happened.
If I had
But don't.
reacted, you wouldn't have gotten hurt.
Sometimes things happen the way they do. We should be grateful for what we have now than what we didn't. God, I'm starting to sound more like him every day. You've done me a favor and a boon. I swear I will do everything in my power to make sure the surface world is safe from us.
At least try and change her mind.
And he sort of half smiles and goes, I'll see what I can do. And then he leaves you to the cups as he walks down. He's about to put his mask on when he notices another character that hasn't bothered to put their mask on because they're not really going into the masquerade ball itself. Seth, what are you wearing to the ball? But before you do that, we cut to a few days ago. You are on the edges of the abyss looking out towards it, towards the black ichor that's growing up. And you're there with Narcissus, and he's folded his arms, and he's looking, and he goes, we've done everything in our power, but I think this is the only way we can stop it.
Sure, he just nods.
We have no choice. We need to seal Montreal off from the horror terror beneath us. But he turns towards you. If we do this, I don't know when it is or if we ever will be able to leave Montreal again.
Oh, ecstatic, why do you do this to me?
I want your opinion as someone who seems to be able to fight these things off. We'll eventually, might take days, might take months, might take years, find a way through, but until then, I need you to keep the surface world safe for me.
I think Seth looks a little surprised at that. But he gives a nod. Yeah. Sure will. We'll find a way.
We cut off the scene, and then we arrive right back to where you were before at the masquerade ball. You haven't put your mask on, and Narcissus moves over and leans on the wall next to you in that same rough style he does and goes, are you not going to put your mask on? I threw a ball just for you and everyone else. If you're not going to bother, I don't see why I should have to do this.
I think he rolls his eyes. He's like, yeah, I guess. Hey,
Hey.
by the way,
Hmm?
about that broken oath. Smiles.
I'm pretty sure I've committed that by now. Come on. Well, what do you want from me? I literally sung my world into existence.
I think he laughs and is just like, I got a replacement for you. Sort of. Pretty sure you can keep it this time. Maybe.
Are you going to have me duel you again? Because I will.
No, you'd lose.
Oh, really? Oh, you want to do this now? You want to do this now? I went to point. Persephone's like, oh, my lord, please don't do this right now. It's like, okay.
No,
I will not hesitate. Sorry, carry on.
I won't hesitate, bitch.
I don't know how things will work out since we're gonna be, cut off for a bit. But be good to read. That's all.
You make it sound like she's not gonna leave.
Shrugs.
You know what Gaia said about you and your love for her and all of that. I can't. I think you're a good person. And I think you're an okay fighter. And I think if and when this is all over, and you finally find whatever piece it is that helps you sleep at night, I hope you find it safe with someone you do care about.
Scratches his cheek a little. Yeah. I have a boyfriend.
Oh, already? Well, that was fast. You're on the rebound quite quickly, aren't you?
Just
I mean,
rolls his
did
eyes.
you even try? I mean, like, come on.
I don't
I
wanna
mean,
do
to be
this
honest, it
me.
was me you were competing with, so I do entirely understand why that would. But if it's like, sir, you need to go. Oh, so we're gonna leave. Bye.
What a dork! I love him.
The masquerade ball goes in full swing. People are wearing their masks and running around doing the thing. All of you are in your respective masks and partying as hard as you can. But Narcissus is looking about, looking for someone specifically. And then they finally spot them, standing alone in the corner. Rhiannon, what is it that you're wearing?
I was prepared because I knew about the suggestion.
Oh my god.
But I still had it.
Actually, I'm ready for this.
Effortless.
Effortless. Rhiannon actually brings a bag with her to go on holiday.
Duffel bag.
One second, everyone.
I came prepared.
Oh god, okay, I nearly knocked the sprite over. No.
Please don't.
That would have been disastrous.
Yeah, best avoided then.
If I knocked it over, I would have needed another new router.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Oh jeez.
Okay, I'm back. Rhiannon, after seeing that, we will cut to a few days ago. And Narcissus is like, so that's the deal. I don't know if when I seal this place, we will be able to leave again. Eventually, we may find a way. We may find a way to push the Ica back down to Montreal below. And then we may be free, but I don't know when I'll ever see the surface again. I wanted to ask you something, but I don't think I... Rhiannon.
I feel like she's been probably like mostly unable to look at him during this conversation. But yeah.
Tomorrow I'm throwing a masquerade. I know things have been tough between us, but I'd very much like to speak to you there. There's something I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't just hand me an ocarina and leave, I think it should be fine.
I said I was sorry about that like 5 times.
That's not very ecstatic. We don't know that he has.
I know, but it sounds like something you'd say to him. Like,
okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah.
So we cut to the... Yes?
Did I do the right thing?
He looks at you, and he wants to hold you and say something, but he realizes he can't. And he goes, Ask me again at the masquerade. So then we cut to the masquerade ball, and he slowly approaches you, and he's got his mask on, and he goes, "Oh, what's this, fair my young maiden I see? Who seems to be the talk of the town?"
I feel like she like blinks and looks up in surprise, like clearly doesn't realize he's talking about her, like kind of like glances around like, huh? What?
Sorry, do you want me to start again? I said, "Who is this fair young maiden before me? Who is the talk about town?"
Oh, Jadis just realized you. That's from Romeo and Juliet, isn't
Kinda, yeah. I paraphrased
Okay.
a bit.
it? It gets a little smile. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. The dance floor is empty, and I believe the men really want me to start up. Apparently, it's something that the king has to do. Would you care to join me for a dance?
Claire staggers.
Some over there rescues like, "Someone give me a goddamn man right now."
Oh no, not about that. I'm just saying he didn't ask. He didn't ask the friend / father if he may have the honors.
Excellent.
Dang.
She just like she looks kind of like bashful, but nods and like offers her hand.
He takes it, and then he takes you into a waltz. It's a gentle, sweet waltz, and you're dancing away, and he's smiling and laughing and being all happy about it. And while he's doing
Why do
so,
you hurt me?
he's talking to you, and he's like, "You know, what you've done for us is something incredible, and I'm not the kind of person, I'm not the kind of fish that doesn't appreciate the world that we have and what we live in. Maybe what Gaia said is right, and we have no purpose. Or maybe we're meant to find our own. The big team taught me that. You've created a world, whether intentional or not, that will live on well and truly after you're gone. And I will see to that. But you don't have to leave, you know. You can stay. Everyone else is expecting you to stay, but it's entirely up to you. What I'm trying to say is, Rhiannon, would you like to live here?"
I feel like there's just like for a moment there's just like an initial reaction of like hurt a little bit because she's got fucking flashbacks. Ugh. Fuck you guys.
Ah, yes, the flashback.
Ugh. I feel like she doesn't know. Are you? Do you really think I belong here?
No, I don't. I think a team needs you more than I do. I think a world needs you more than I do. And I think your court needs you more than I do. But hey, I'm allowed to be selfish once in my life, aren't I?
You never answered my question. You said I should ask it here instead.
You are the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And I have to give you away, because to have you to myself would be something that a king would never do.
Why can't you come with me instead?
I literally have a kingdom to rule.
I mean, anybody can be a king, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
anyone can be a king.
But this is the role I have been given, in the world that we've created. Maybe in some other universe, if we'd been able to create one, we could find one where Gaius and Titus could have come back, and somehow I would be free to come back up to the surface with you. And then also we won't have to worry about sealing it off because of the horror terrors coming from below. But that's not the world we're able to create.
Fuck you, ecstatic.
Holy shit.
A moment of truth, your entire plot. A moment of truth,
He's
you.
literally saying, if you moment of truth, it would have been fine.
Everything would have been fine if you moment of truth, but you didn't, so now this has to happen.
You don't have to laugh so hard about it.
I can't help it. I think that's a beautiful fucking joke. I was like, I wouldn't have just been that mean. I'm sorry. There's some parts that would have been changed, but some parts would have been the same. And he looks at you and he goes, "Go home, Rhiannon. Go to the world that needs you. Go back to Gwen. Go back to Elle. Go back to Herald. Go back to Cyclone. Go meet your friends. Find your way. And if one day you decide that you really do want to come back, we'll still be here."
I'm pretty sure she's just like softly crying at this point.
And unfortunately, our time is short. And by short, I mean now. And that's just about short, I mean now. You almost God. You're here. Woof!
Hmm.
Inside the ball itself, a dark hole portal opens. Persephone is on the balcony above you all, and she's like in a lotus position, and she's closing. She's singing softly as the portal twists and turns. And he looks down at you, Rhiannon, and he goes, "Go, your kingdom awaits."
Bitch.
Guys, I don't know what to do.
I know what to do.
Fine.
I know exactly what to do. I grab Narcissus and pull him through.
Oh my god.
There, problem solved. There, problem solved.
I don't
I
think
drag
ecstatic will let you
Narcissus
do
through.
that.
Yeah, Narcissus isn't going through. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about. I moment of truth. I drag Narcissus through.
I moment of truth, your villain. I moment of truth, your hero.
I moment of truth. Your entire story. What feels? No, not allowed in this moment of truth.
That's amazing. I love that. Okay, what do y'all want to do? The portal is open. Home is waiting for you.
Hmm.
Y'all just see Rhiannon, like, for lack of a better word, clinging to Narcissus.
You could just drag him through, you know.
Don't drag. I mean, you could
She's
just drag
not-
him through, but yeah, don't do that.
She's not, like, she can't do that to him.
Shrugs. I'm just saying it's a possibility. And if it's not a possibility, I'm sure we could find another way to come back. If it's the horror terrors that are ruining shit, then maybe I could do something about that.
Yeah, Ree, you should stay. We'll find a way back to you. They need you here too.
Yeah, definitely stay. I'm sure this isn't you retiring your character. The truth is, you can come back if you want to. If the portal's ever open again.
Oh god.
Yeah, thanks, ecstatic. It's like, I feel like she's hoping that maybe she can help better from the other side, maybe?
That's probably a good chance.
So
I won't
it's like,
force
are y'all like waiting by the portal for her?
Yeah, we're
assume
doing
not
that
too
very
far
anime
away.
thing.
Is
Because
Kessu
I think
nearby?
she's. Oh, yeah, Kazu.
This is
Don't
not
kill the child.
nearby. I'm not fucking trusting you, Annie.
I'm not gonna take you through the portal! Fine, fine, I won't be honest. There. Okay, I'm standing by the portal. There. Fine.
Oh, Kesso
Yeah.
is there. Kesso is in fact there at the ball.
Okay.
But I think just finally she like pulls away a little bit and then like like reaches up and like behind his neck and she's gonna kiss him.
You take the kiss. There's a peck on his cheek in his neck, right? Or did you go for full lips?
Oh no, she's going for a kiss.
All right. There's a lovely moment when music crescendos, and he wraps his hands around you, and you share this beautiful shape of water style kiss.
Hey,
Damn it, ecstatic.
to be fair, Shape of Water was a good movie.
And as you pull away, he looks at you and smiles, and then he yeets you into the portal.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Help it. I'm sorry. So good.
don't be mean like this. Like,
How could you do this
but
to
yeah,
me?
I'll find a way back.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, don't make him sound so sad, ecstatic.
So, do you all enter the portal?
Not after dragging, but not before dragging Narcissus through. I'm kidding.
Do we all want to hold
what-
hands?
Don't be gay.
Oh my god, Annie, don't be fucking gay.
God, Annie, that's so
Jesus.
homosexual of you.
Ugh, so hot. You
I think holding hands sounds sweet though.
Welcome.
you enter the portal, and it is a lot smoother on your way in than it was on your way out.
I yell, you owe me a javelin challenge, bitch.
He goes, I will do it, and so will all my ancestors.
Oh god.
Okay, so the way out is a lot smoother than on your way in. The horror terrors don't hunt you. You follow the line of rope as it goes along. It looks like working with Persephone on the other side is there, and the entire time of you make your way through here, woof, 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 woof. You come out in the what's called Hex's front. What's called front lot, front not lawn, front room.
Front room. Yeah.
Foyer.
And he's there, still in that same lotus position with Chloe, and he's petting her gently. And Miss Marge is there, and she's fluffing a pillow and putting some tea down on the table. And she looks at you all, and she smiles sadly. Goes, "Hey,
Hi.
did you find what you were looking for?"
I think I just came back with more questions than answers.
So it was worth it then.
Was it though?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was worth it, but I don't like not knowing things.
I think Rhiannon just like kneels down on the ground and is just bursts into tears.
I also don't like that.
I'm gonna go down and help her.
Yeah, subtle hugger.
Group hug on the floor.
Puts a coat over you and goes, "I've called you all an Uber home.
Uber?
I mean Lyft, sorry."
How dare you?
How very fucking dare you. The three of you can head off soon.
Wait, 3.
Oh, we should talk. Rescue.
Oh boy.
Someone's in trouble.
Am I in trouble?
Ooh.
Miss Marge looks a little sad,
Oh shit.
and then she continues to fluff the pillow as she stands there. You hear a
Okay.
beep outside, and she looks at the three of you, goes, "All right, you three, off you go."
Practically, you have to pick Rhiannon up.
Yeah. So who's picking her up?
I said practically. Like you just gotta like help her up or whatever.
Princess style.
No, please don't. I mean, you
Seth
can
will
if you
help
want.
her
But...
up, but I don't think he likes the tone in this room.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Concerning.
You don't like it. Imagine me. I'm gonna have to lift it.
So
Yeah, I guess we eventually make it out.
are we gonna shake
wait,
it, Glenn?
wait.
Oh wait, did you want to say something first, Kat?
Yes! Oh my god! What if Rescue dies, bitch? I'm not leaving this like that.
That's
Miss
first
I'm not
Marge.
worried about.
leave.
I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about Hex.
Oh no!
Miss Marge looks at you specifically, Seth, and goes, and her voice gets very serious. She goes, "This is a matter between the people of this house. Please
Okay,
leave."
yeah, okay.
Oh no, I don't like this.
Oh my god, I think Seth just looks on and it's just like, yeah. Rescue. Band practice later? Just gives him like a, like, please everything be okay look.
Same.
And he'll help Bree out.
So as the three of you get in the Uber and the door closes behind, Miss Marge turns towards you and she basically goes up and taps Hex on the shoulder. "Darling, you can get up now. They've come back." And he's like, and she goes back to fluffing her pillow again. And he's like, "Ah, good."
Oh, thank God
And he
you're
like,
alive.
cocks his neck, and he takes a deep breath, and he sort of stretches. And Miss Marge continues, goes, "Oh, just so you know, Cycler isn't in charge of the big team anymore.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, it's Godspeed now. You should probably call them to find out what's going on. They'll probably know more than I do."
I'm calling Cyclone directly.
That's probably a
I
good
don't know
idea.
what you're
Oh.
talking about.
Oh, don't forget to grab Chloe with you.
Of course, I wouldn't forget her. I had to leave her behind for how long were we there again? Like weeks. Weeks.
4. As Hex passes you, Chloe, the second Chloe leaves his hands become gaunt and thin. His skin sinks in. His eyes suddenly drop into droops and he falls backwards. Miss Marge puts the pillow directly where his head would hit the ground, and he lands on it.
Okay, I don't like this.
His breathing becomes shallow and gentle, and she looks up and goes, "Kate Sith?" A cat nurse, like my cat maid, walks into the room and goes, prepare him for the bed." And she nods as she lifts him up from the ground and walks off. His breathing is ragged and short. Miss Marge turns towards you. Her face is very serious, and she goes, "I hope you understand the consequences of the actions that you've taken, and what my husband has risked for you to be where you are now.
Oh God.
Going to the spirit realm that deep for that long is not something that's easy or simple, even with the Horror Terror's help, even with Chloe. You should be grateful that it's happened in the first place. He's left you books he's been writing for the last few weeks. Before you went in, he's been under for 4, not stopping to breathe, eat, or sleep. Everything you need to know is inside his mind palace, where he's left a copy of himself for you to speak to understand things.
I
If it's all the same to you, Angel, I would very much like to be with my husband now.
just silence.
She doesn't wait for a response. She turns around and she walks through a door. As it closes behind her, it leaves you standing there in the room by yourself, now feeling empty for the first time. Even Cerberus coming up to you, the cute little fluffy three-headed dog that he is, and rubbing against your leg, whining gently. Even with Chloe in your hands, also gently whining, almost as if they both know the consequences of your actions. They do not breathe you comfort. As this camera moves out and we see Halcyon City in a beautiful, wonderful gun, we cut down to Montreal once again, and a wonderful, sweet music is being played gently as Narcissus walks up towards his throne. 2 chairs are there, only one is filled, and that's the one Narcissus sits in. He looks over at the other and sighs, leans forward towards his council, and begins his rule. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the Montreal City of Lights arc.
Is the tree fine ecstatic?
The tree's fine. I should have ended with that. Sorry, I forgot about that. The camera
That's
pans
good.
back towards the tree. The tree looks perfectly fine and in absolute shape for now.
As in Zodiac City?
That's the Zodiac City.
Oh, okay.
And Narcissus Rhiannon body pillow.
All right.
Oh god.
Okay, so let's do the final part before you all join up. So, Rekken?
Oh god. What is this? What is this? End of session?
Yes.
Okay. Let me get the paper out. I grew closer to Rhiannon.
I think that's fair. Rhiannon, would you like to shift her labels?
Oh no, I think she's crying.
Oh, David.
I'm really sad, but you still need to shift labels.
I'm thinking about it.
Leave it ecstatic for now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need those labels shifted. Sorry.
Well, skip me for now. Do rescue. Do rescue.
That's fine. Let's do rescue.
Oh right, we don't do the conditions thing. I would say Monday up because she was being a comforting good friend.
I can
That's
help
fair.
anyone again.
Yeah, I bet. I think danger down.
Yoo-hoo. Rhiannon, what about you?
Can you do me last?
Oh, no problem. Rescue,
Hi.
how about you?
Ugh, I can't shift danger up anymore. Otherwise I would. Because that just makes the most sense.
It's so much danger.
God. I would still say grow into his own image. I don't want to bring my savior down, but I feel like I have to. I don't know what else to bring up though. Mundane doesn't really make sense. Freak is locked. Danger is at 3. Superior also just doesn't really make sense. Fuck it. I guess mundane. I can make it work in the sense that after having all this happen, I don't think he really wants to be a hero anymore.
Seth?
I don't fucking know.
Yes.
I guess I'll grow into my own image of myself.
Excellent.
Guess.
Oh, did you remember to lock a label from your moment of truth?
Oh, that's right. I'll do that. I'm locking Savior. Fuck. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Freak up and Mundane down.
Excellent. And finally, Rhiannon.
I think maybe I'll go with grew closer to Seth because he like took down Gaius at the end there,
Woo!
and let them like enable them to fix everything.
Also a good idea. Seth, shift labels.
I'm gonna put Savior up. And
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh, I know your danger's locked. Well, here. Wait, I think that's locked too. I guess your superior down.
My savior's already.
Nice.
Oh,
So that stays. All right. With that in mind, the game is almost over.
Almost.
Oh god.
The scene cuts away from Montreal and goes down to the Montreal below, and then it rights itself up so you can see Montreal for a second. Then there's a bit of a zip, and then it's Montreal again, but back in the 60s. There's music playing, there's people walking around, people are talking about stuff, posters of Hero 1 are being put up everywhere, and then it cuts to an alleyway, and as a portal starts to open, a foot steps through, and we fade to black.
Oh dear.
Okay, so stars and wishes, everybody.
Oh, let me
I'm
stop
so
recording.
concerned.
That was Montreal. You have any final words to finish up the arc?
Yes. Does anyone have any final words to finish up the arc? I mean, that arc is a perfectly good place to end for me. I don't need to give any more dramatic and awesomeness. I think that's perfectly fine. Anything else that happens to the tree will happen in another session. That's not possibly directly after this.
Hate.
Can we have some final thoughts? Can we have some final thoughts from everyone else? Rekken?
Well, I'm more
Final
of a
thoughts.
final hoe than a final thought, but okay.
Wow.
It was a great arc. Thank you for doing it for us with all the setup. And, well, let's see what the future has next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
Excellent. Okay, Rhiannon?
I don't think I have anything.
Okay, that's fine. Rescue?
I mean, this isn't the stars and wishes part, right? You just said
No,
No,
it's
it's
just
not.
chill.
Yeah.
Final.
This is just
Final
final
statement.
word to the camera. For those who listen to the whole thing.
Just to fill out 20 seconds.
Yeah. What about you, Rescue?
I don't really have much.
That's fine. You don't have to say much. How about you, Seth?
I don't think I have anything, but I will make good on that javelin challenge.
If you're good. In that case, Annie, end the recording. Thank